everyone, and welcome to our course on paid campaigns and maximizing ROI by Simplilearn. In today's digital world, running ads is easy, but running ads that actually bring results is where the real challenge begins. How do you make sure that your campaigns reach the right people? And how do you choose the right platform, the right message, and the right budget? Well, most importantly, how do you know that you turn ad spend into real returns? And that's exactly what we will be covering in this course. This course is designed to help you understand how paid campaigns work across major digital platforms like Google Ads and Meta Ads. You will also learn how to structure campaigns for different stages of the funnel, create ads that connect with your audience, and test what works and optimize your strategy for higher performance and higher ROI. And here is the important part. Paid marketing is not just about putting money behind an ad. It's about understanding customer psychology and understanding and choosing the right bidding strategy, building effective landing pages, tracking every important action, and using data to improve your decision. From persuasion principles and conversational fuels to attribution models, analytics, and campaign optimization, this course will help you understand what really drives results in paid marketing. And by the end of this course, you will have a strong understanding of how to plan, launch, track, and improve paid campaigns in a smarter and more strategic way. Here's what we will dive into. First, we will begin with the fundamentals of paid marketing, including customer psychology, persuasion principles, and how marketers influence decision-making through well-planned campaigns. Next, we will understand conversation funnels, exploring how customer intent changes across the upper, middle, and lower funnel stages, and how campaigns should be designed for each stage. Then we will move into platform strategies, where we will look into paid campaigns, work with Meta and Google, including ad formats, app campaigns, dynamic ads, and bidding approaches. After that, we will focus on execution, learning how to create landing pages, run A/B tests, and design campaigns that are optimized for both user experience and conversations. Finally, we'll explore analytics and measurements, including attribution models, UTM parameters, pixels, and tracking methods to help you evaluate campaign performance. So if you want to build real digital marketing skills, I highly recommend checking out this AI-powered digital marketing certificate program by SPGN School of Global Management and Simplilearn. So this is a 5-month online program designed for the performance marketing world, where performance marketing analysis and AI tools are becoming essential. So this helps you build a strong understanding of digital marketing while also showing you how to work with tools that companies are using right now. So you will learn with tools like ChatGPT, Canva, SEMrush, and much more platforms used in content creation, SEO, performance marketing, campaign analysis, and automation. Along with that, you will work on hands-on projects and learn real-world case studies that make the concepts practical and job relevant. This program also includes career support through Job Assist, which helps you with profile building, interview preparation, and job opportunities. So if you want to grow in digital marketing and build practical career-ready skills, you can check out the link in the description below. So what is the most important goal of a paid campaign? Is it A, to spend more on ad budget, B, to get maximum visibility only, C, to generate better results from budget spending, or is it D, to run ads on every platform?
I will show you the platform. How does that look after? How does the platform look like? How does the dashboard look like? So we will go through that as well. But because today is our first session, we'll first clear all the basics. Okay. So what exactly is paid campaign or paid marketing? Okay. So there are very how should I say, in digital marketing there are many terminologies for this particular part of digital marketing, which we call as paid campaign. What I'll do is I'll open my Word doc as well along with it, so we can make some quick, short notes. So now paid campaigns, guys, we call, I mean, either you can call them paid campaigns, you can call them PPC, you can also call them performance marketing. Okay, I mean, people use different terminologies, but basically, what exactly is this? Wherever you see some ads running, okay, where I mean you see some ads, when you're watching some video on YouTube, you see some ads that pop up, which you can skip, sometime you can't skip. When you're scrolling on Instagram, you'll come across a lot of posts, again, that which you can skip, which you can't skip, like at least you'll have to go through it. So all this ads that you see on different platform, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Google, whether it's Amazon, all of them are part of performance marketing or paid campaigns. So the person who works under this department are those who run ads on all of this platform. Okay, so I mean, see guys, you don't have to mug up the terminologies, even if you understand what it means, and if even if you explain things in your own word, that is very fine. And at least in this industry, no one expect you to mug up things. Okay, you should just know the concept and explain it in your own words. That would work. Okay, so when I talk about paid campaign or performance marketing or PPC, it's nothing but all the ads that you see running. Okay, and you might see everywhere. Okay, with respect to the online media out there. Okay, now this is one of the most, how should I say, right now if I have to talk, this department is one of the most highest paying department and one of the most growing department. Why is that so? Because this is the only way for a business to quickly grow. Like if any business want to grow quickly, uh, one of the way they can do it is with the help of performance marketing. Okay, so like we have social media organic, where you do some posting on social media. It won't grow your business very quickly. Ideally, you have SEO, where you try to rank your website organically on the search engine. Even that would take time. But performance marketing is that department, or paid campaign is that part where you can quickly grow your business. You can run some ads, the person will see the ads, they'll click on it. If they're interested, they will get converted, and hence you would see nowadays a lot of openings coming for performance marketing. Performance marketing has been popular before COVID as well, but post COVID people understood the importance of online marketing and all, right? So uh, I have, like, I kind of vouch for this particular department, because as I said, one of the way people will keep on doing performance marketing is that's one of the quickest way to grow your business. Okay, no nonsense, I'm not talking about awareness and all of that. Yes, it will help you with awareness and all as well, with this, but with overall, with respect to business, whether you want to do awareness, whether you want some leads, whether you want some sales, this is one of the quickest way to do it. Okay, so hence brands spend a lot of money on it. Or if you would go to any startup, okay, you would see brand, when they talk marketing, it's digital marketing. Like let's say it's 90 80 20, 80 digital, 20 offline. And even in that 80% of digital, your 70% is performance marketing, 10% they might be doing some social and SEO. Correct. So that's the importance of performance marketing. With respect to the department, how much does the department pay? As I said, this is one of the highest paying department. I've known for the last 7 years. If you're working with SEO department, if you're working with social media, I still think this department pays you really great, because, as I said, you are growing their business, right? So the client are happy to pay those people who are providing this kind of services. I know many people who do performance marketing on revenue sharing basis. Revenue sharing basis is like, let's say you guys approach me that, ma'am, we want to run performance marketing for our business. So I would say, yes, I'll help you with the service. You don't give me any exact charges, you give me based on how much product I'm able to sell out for you guys. So for each product I might take some revenue share. And there are people who are earning in this way. So I, like, not necessary you have to do job, guys. You can do freelancing. And when I say freelancing, as I said, there are many different ways people are doing freelancing. The people who are taking fixed service charges, there are people who are doing on revenue sharing basis. As I said, after one time, when you get an experience, you can do consulting as well. Okay, where you get paid on hourly basis, on based on what kind of recommendations that you're giving. You don't have to ideally execute it, but you're just consulting them. So uh, this is how this particular department looks like. Okay, now when I okay, there are no questions so far. Now when I talk about what all platforms are part of performance marketing, it starts with, the first one is search engine. Okay, so you need to know Google Ads. Okay, the most popular is Google Ads under search engine. Apart from that, yes, you have Bing ads, you have Yahoo ads, etc., etc., etc. Then you have social media as well. So because social media is divided into two parts, this one is paid part of social media. So you have Meta ads. Okay, Meta ads is nothing but running ad on Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Thread, uh, and there are, you have Messenger as well. So that's part of your Meta ads. Okay, apart from that, you can do LinkedIn ads, you have Snapchat ads, you have I mean, any social media that you could think of. Okay, Twitter, Snap, Pinterest, TikTok as well. Though in India, TikTok is banned, but if you reside outside India, TikTok is a very important platform while running ads. So you have Pinterest, TikTok, Snapchat, Meta, and etc. Okay. Apart from this, you have aggregators. So aggregators, as in, you have Amazon ads, you have Flipkart ads, etc. Okay, there's Mintra in India, so you have Mintra ads and etc. Okay, you have something called as programmatic advertising as well. Now, programmatic advertising is, sometimes people consider that under performance marketing. If you're working with a bigger brand, they have a different department altogether for performance marketing, but it is more up for premium brands, okay, to show ads on premium inventories. Okay, this is not for a small business. Okay, I'll talk about this in detail later on, but then there are platform for this as well. So, right. And again, it keeps on coming, guys. You can run ads on, let's say you can do nowadays affiliate marketing is also part of performance marketing. So, like, this would keep on extending. Okay, you can show ads on, let's say, all this UPI apps like your GPay, all the ads that you see showing up on UPI apps like GPay, Credit, Paytm, etc. Even they are part of performance marketing. Okay, so performance marketing is a very big domain. Like, trust me, I've been working in this industry for such a long time. Even I couldn't cover off. So Tanu, growth marketing, performance marketing. In growth marketing, overall digital marketing that you do, it's more with respect to generating the with respect to growing business. Okay, so you would do performance marketing and growth marketing as well, but you'll do SEO, you'll do social media as well, but more with respect to the ROI perspective. Okay, and again, it has some more analytical part as well, so let's not divert over there as of for now. So ideally, your paid campaign consists of all this platform, and there are many more that are there in the market. Okay, now would you tell me that do I have to learn everything? No. Okay, for you guys, for a beginner, the most basic one that you guys should know is Google, and then Meta. Okay, so ideally, if you know Google, it's very easy for you to learn other search engine. If you know Meta, it is very easy for you to learn other social media platform. Okay, so ideally, I mean, I've been in the industry for the while, but there's still some platform that I didn't got opportunity to explore. Like, I didn't worked on Mintra ads yet. Okay, and that's very okay, because again, platforms keep on coming. Now, by the way, you have Apple ads, you have Samsung ads as well. So this will keep on coming. Okay, but if your basics are clear, you can work on any platform. Okay, programmatic advertising, guys, ideally no one can teach you practically, because this are premium platform. You have to work with premium brands. I also learned programmatic advertising when I started working in the international market. So when I started working with Adobe, that's where I got an exposure to learn programmatic advertising. So again, this one is growing a lot, because how should I say, if anyone who is planning to, who want to create their um, career in digital marketing, I kind of vouch a lot for this particular segment, because there's a lot of demand but there's less supply of it. Okay, a lot of demand, but why less supply? Because one, people are not aware. Two, as I said, it's, you can't learn it. Like, yes, you have YouTube where you might some get some content, but practically you can't learn it, because to get access to this platform, you have to work with premium brands, right? So how should I say, there's a lot of demand of this particular department, but I see less supply, less quality supply. Again, let to be more precise out there, right? So now you have a clear picture what exactly is paid campaigns. Now, paid campaigns are run on all this kind of platform. We'll be majorly focusing on Google and Meta, as I said, because it's not I mean, even it's not, if you have to learn all of the platform, I don't know how many sessions you would need. Okay, so you should just, because you guys are beginner, you should just know the basic level platforms. And yeah, rest, again, see, digital marketing, and especially this particular field, is like, you have to keep on upskilling every year. As I told you when I started, every year I have to give my exam of Google, Meta, and all this platform, because this platforms keeps on changing. So what I learned, so even I did my digital marketing program very, I mean, it's been years now, but what I learned at that time and what I'm doing right now is not exactly the same. I had to upskill every year, because the platforms keeps on changing. If the platform keeps on changing, you have to give exams every year. So how should I say? Every year you might have to give it. You might not, if you're working with a bigger brand, for sure you'll have to give the exams. Okay, I hope it makes sense, everyone. So you have to constantly keep yourself upskilling in it. uh, you would just learn the basics from us, and then rest it's up to you guys, that you have to keep on going, you have to keep on upskilling. I'll help you out, I'll help you guys out with some platform as well, where you can go and do some self learning. Okay, so I think we can now get started with the main picture of uh, paid campaigns. Okay, let's go back to our PPT. So we will keep on switching between our Word doc, between our PPT, and then I'll take you to the platform as well. Okay, okay. So guys, let's go with the main part. So I think I've already explained you what is paid campaigns. Okay, now why people do paid campaign, I have explained this to you in a very simple term. It's all about growing your business, doubling the ROI for the brands that you're working with, selling out their product as soon as possible, trying to reaching out to a larger group of audience. You can do remarketing as well in paid campaign, which is the best thing. Okay, remarketing, I believe you would have experienced this. So there are times when you're scrolling on Amazon, okay, let's say, and you added some product to the cart, but you didn't end up buying it. Now wherever you would go, let's say you're reading an article, you will see the same products which have been shown to that you added to the cart. Or let's say you're scrolling on Instagram, it will show you the same product that you just added to the cart but you didn't purchase. Now in paid campaign, guys, before I get you through the platforms, let's understand this funnel. Okay, this funnel is called as conversion funnel. Now conversion funnel is basically how do you convert the user, what are the stages, how do we convert the user. Okay, so let's say it's a skincare brand, and now she wants to do paid campaigns for it. So her strategy is ideally decided based on the conversion funnel. So what this conversion funnel indicates is that obviously you're a new brand, so ideally you can't to push those people to buy your product. You'll have to start with awareness. Awareness is you have to reach out to as many people as possible. Okay, then once you reach out to as many people as possible, out of those people some of them might get have little bit of interest in your brand. Later on they will consider your brand, consider as in, like, let's say have, like, out of five option, one of the option for them to buy the skincare product would be from your brand, and lastly they buy your product. Okay, so whenever we run paid campaign, we follow this strategy. How? Okay, so let's say whenever we want to do awareness, we do awareness with help of Meta and YouTube, because it has video content, right? So people like watching video content. Video content gives a lot of awareness and it is very cheaper. But when I want people to buy my product, when I want to generate that end ROI, what I do, I run search ads. What are search ads? See this. So when I search for health insurance, okay, let's say I want to buy health insurance. Can you see the sponsored results by ICICI Lombard? These are all ads. Okay, this websites are not ranking organically; they are running ads. So when I want people to purchase directly, I run such kind of search ads. So hence, understanding this conversion funnel is very important, because, as I said, there are so many platforms where you can run ad. You have to find out which platforms will set well at which stage of funnel. Because we have so many platforms, we bifurcate, we try to divide them, that okay, I'll use Meta for awareness, but I'll use Google for conversion, right? Even the communication changes, right? Probably at an awareness stage, the ad that I would run will educate you on skincare. Okay, but at the action stage, my advertising communication would be more with respect to discountings or offers. Correct. So based on the conversion funnel, your platform changes, your communication changes, the products that you push, that also gets changed. So this is more part of strategy, I would say. For a beginner, they don't have to look into the strategy part, because you guys are just joining this particular industry, but you should at least know what is the conversion funnel. In simple term, this is upper funnel, this both are middle funnel, and this is lower funnel. Okay, upper funnel, as I mentioned, you are doing more with respect to generating that awareness and interest. Middle funnel is all about consideration, and lastly lower funnel, which is action, is more about asking them to buy your product. Okay, now ideally, um there's one strategy, okay, that we follow. So uh, see, all of this we don't do theoretically. We use, as I said, because it's all about numbers, we use platform like Google Analytic and Adobe Analytic, where we track the user end to end. When I say when we track user end to end, you, let's say when you visit a home page of a brand, till your add to cart or till your payment gateway page, you do get tracked, and based on that we decide, okay, what kind of ads we need to show to you guys. So it's very personalized, guys. All the ads, most of the ads that you guys see are very personalized based on what actions you have taken. Okay, randomly no one would show ads to you guys. Okay, now let's start and understand the first platform, which is Google Ads. Okay, so I won't bore you guys further, but before I start with the platform, guys, we should understand some important metrics. Okay, important metrics is nothing but, how should I say, what would you measure? Okay, we have discussed, we run ads, all of that, but the basic, the core of paid campaign is metrics. Basically, what are you measuring and what do we call them? Okay, so there are different kind of metrics out there, and I would discuss this in an Excel sheet where we'll take a hypothetical example. Okay, guys, if you don't understand anything, feel free to stop me there and there itself. So this is our metrics. Okay, this is some of metrics would need a formula, so I will put the formula as well over here. And yeah, we can get started, and here I'll write the conversion funnel, because as I said, the metrics also changes based on the conversion funnel. So let me just note down the metrics over here: impression, reach, frequency, clicks or link clicks, or landing page view, CPC, which we also call as cost per click or link click or landing page view. Then we have CTR, which we call as click through rate. Then we have engagement rate. We have cost per engagement. We have something called as amount spent. So these are important metrics that you guys should know. Okay. There's also something called as, wait, views, cost per view, view through rate, which we also call as VTR, CPV. Then we have something called as conversion result. Hmm. Cost per conversion or cost per sale, sorry, result. And then we have conversion rate or result rate, or then we have revenue. We have AOV, which we call as average order value. Guys, I'm just noting it down for you guys first. Return on ad spend. Okay. So now this, I'll just write for each conversion funnel which one is considered. This one is for your awareness. The first thing is impression, guys. Okay, now what is impression? Impression is nothing but, I'll write an explanation over here. Okay, so number of time the users see the ad. Okay, number of times the ad has okay, so number of time the ad appears in front of the users. Okay, basically Right now, all these brands have got one impression because I'm seeing their ad: ICICI Lombard, HDFC Ergo, Care Insurance. Okay, if I scroll down, there are some more ads: Axis, ACO, correct. So impression is nothing but number of time a user sees your ad. Okay, then what is reach? Reach is unique users who saw the ad. So this is nothing but count of unique users who saw the ad. Okay, what's the difference between both, guys? Okay, so let's say now I will refresh this page again. Okay, I'm seeing this ad of like ICSI Lombard second time, correct? First time I saw when I searched for health insurance, second time when I refresh, I'm seeing ICSI Lombard's ad. So now ICSI Lombard has got two impression because two time I've seen the ad, but the reach is only one because I'm one unique user. Does that make sense, guys? Yes, no? So the difference between impression and reach is: impression is number of time your ad has been shown to a consumer. Reach is unique users who have seen the ad. So let's say right now here on the call, how many people do we have? Wait, let me check. Um, I could see there are 20 participants. Okay. Now imagine all 20 of you guys have seen the ad. My reach would be 20 because it's each one of you. But now let's say some of you might have seen ad multiple times, some of you might have seen once. So that is impression. Where we get one more metric, which is what we call as frequency. Okay, frequency is nothing. So now these numbers are very, by the way, just let's understand one more important thing over here. Okay, reach and impression can be equal. Okay, but but reach can never be more than impression. Okay, so this thing, it's very important to know. So your reach and impression number can be equal. Okay, your, I'll write three conditions over here. Your impression can be greater than reach because, as I said, like my, if the impression is 10 and reaches 1, that means one person has seen ad 10 times. Okay, but it can't be it can't be vice versa. Your reach can never be more than impressions. Okay, so you would never see reach 10 and impression 1. That's not possible. Only no, when you say reach 10, that means at least impression should also be 10. So anytime when you're running ads and you see such kind of data, that means there's some wrong tracking happening on your website. So usually we see such kind of misalignment when there's some problem with the tracking. Okay, but as I said, your reach and impression number can be equal. Your impression can be greater than reach, as I said, because one user can see ad multiple time, but it can't be vice versa, that your reach is higher than impression. Okay, now this number, this frequency is nothing but, guys, so let's say I write some random number over here. Okay, can you tell me, like, are you able to understand anything over here? If I ask you guys to explain this to me, can you explain this? No, right? Like it's very difficult for you to do the maths. Can you do a maths over here and tell me, like, quickly, that one person has seen my ad how many times? No, right? Because it's a longer number. Obviously, when we are running ads, we see number much more longer numbers. So it's very difficult for us to do that calculation on the spot. That, one user has seen my ad how many times. That's where we use this metric called as frequency. Okay. So with frequency, you can calculate each user has seen your ad how many times. Okay, I might increase this one more number because, so see this, as I keep adding number, I might add, let's say, 0. Can you see? So it's saying the frequency is 9.77. That means each user has seen my ad at least 10 times. Make sense, guys? So your impression divided by reach is nothing but your frequency. And for your information, guys, all the brands who are running ads on social media and any other platform, they set the frequency. They decide you should see ad how many times. Those, again, as I mentioned, randomly no brand would bombard ads to you guys because they are getting charged for it by the platform, right? So imagine all these brands who run paid campaign, they have to give money to the platform where they're showing the ads. They have to give money to people like me as well who run ads for them. So they're paying money twice. So now obviously they won't just blindly spend their money, right? So they set a frequency. They choose at the back end that a user should see my ad how many times. I hope I'm clear. A decent frequency is two to, like, 3 to 4 times a week. This is a decent frequency. Obviously you have to go aggressive. You have some sale coming up which will end in one day sale, end of season sale, whatever, Black Friday. That time will go more aggressive, and you might say, okay, in a day I want to show my ad 3 to 4 times. But for a normal day, showing ad 3 to 4 times a week is fine. So first I'll cover the awareness part. Now what is views? Okay, views is related to your YouTube. Okay, so this numbers, view, cost per view, view through rate, is for your YouTube. Okay, where you're watching that video. Okay, so basically number of time the user watched the video, it's called as views. Okay, cost per view is basically how much the brand has to pay for each view. Okay, so again I'll write some random numbers over here. Let's say we have got 1,000 views. Okay, so cost per view is a metric where you can understand how much you have paid for each view. Okay, not fun fact, but one fact for you guys. um it's very dirt cheap to run a video campaign on YouTube because the cost per view is very less. If I have to tell you, the cost per view on YouTube is somewhere around 0.5 paisa to 1 rupee max. INR I'm talking about. Okay, obviously even if you run for other market, the value would be very low. Now I mean, it's easier to count, to find out cost per view and all. So I'll just write the formula over here. To find out your cost per view, you take your amount spent and divide it by total views. Okay, so let's say I'll write a random number. I'll write 10,000 over here. Let me give a currency sign to this. Okay, now how do you calculate cost per view? You take your amount spent divided by your views, that is your cost per view. Okay, don't consider this to be like, how should I say, these are some hypothetical numbers that I've just added for your calculation part. Okay, these are not real numbers. This is just like for the example, I'm just randomly putting some numbers over here. Okay, but that's how we calculate our cost per view. Okay, now guys, one more thing. uh, Cheaper the cost per view, better is your campaign performance. So obviously you will aim to get as much cheaper cost per view as possible, right? The cheaper the CPV, the better. Like like, how should I say? As much as your CPV is lesser, that is better for your campaign, right? Because in that same amount you'll get more views. So you should always aim to get a lower CPC. Instead of saying cheaper, let me just say lower. Okay. Then you have something called as view through rate. Now what is view through rate? View through rate is to understand number of time my ad was shown to a consumer. Out of that, how many people have viewed that particular ad. Okay, now imagine I'm just showing again the same numbers to you guys. Let me just take something, a very different number. Okay, this one. Now we can see impression count, we can see view count. Imagine you have to explain this to your client that, sir, we have got I don't know, like 6 crore 38 lakh 38,222 impression. Out of that, we have got 65,421 views. Can that person understand anything, like whether it's a good number or a bad number? No, right? So hence we calculate with the help of this formula of view through rate. Okay, which is, how do we calculate it? You just have to take your views divided by your impression, and you have to do it to 100 because you calculate this in a percentage format. Okay, so we take our views divided by impression, and then you don't have to do into 100. You can just use a percentage sign. Now it is coming 0 because the decimal value is, you have to add the decimal. So my view through rate is around 0.10%. Okay, so higher the VTR, better is campaign performance. Okay, now right now it's very poor. If you see the number, 0.10% is like there's so many people who have seen the ad, but only lesser people have viewed that particular video. So your goal always should be to decrease your CPV and to increase your VTR. Now if I put one more number over here, my VTR would obviously increase. So that's what we have under awareness. Awareness, impression, reach, frequency, views, cost per view, view through rate. Okay. I've just wrote whatever important things you should know. If you want at the end, you guys can click a screenshot, or I can copy paste the content and put it in the chat as well. Okay. Don't worry. And you have the recording, so you can go through it again. Now, let's go to consideration. Consideration is nothing but now the person knows your brand. Now they're at the stage of, let's say, I want to buy a face wash. Okay, so let's say, I was facing some issue with acne. I was doing a research that what is good for acne treatment, so and so. So that's when I was at an awareness stage. Now I have figured out what are the good, I have shortlisted 4 to 5 brands which are good for acne control. So that's what we call as consideration stage. Now in that consideration stage, the user is also considering your brand over there. Okay, now for consideration stage, guys, these are the metrics that we look after. It's better to color code so you guys can understand it in a better way. So what do I mean by click? Okay, click and link click. Like click is, even if you click anywhere on the ad, is called as click. So right now I'm seeing this ad by NCSC Lombard, right? Even if I click on this picture, it's called as click. If I click here, it is also called as click. Okay. So click doesn't assure you that the person visited your page. Okay. Now what is link click? Link click is you're clicking on link. Okay, like this is a link, this is a click. Okay. So if you click on any link, that is considered as link click. Okay, but again that doesn't assure that the user visited the page. Why? Because see this, I'll just click on it and I'll bounce back again, right? So does this guarantee that the person visited the page? No. It could be the person mistakenly clicked on that ad, or your website wasn't working. So click and link click ideally doesn't assure you that yes, the person visited the website. But landing page view, yes. What does landing page view would measure? That the person has clicked and now they have landed to the website, and at least they have spent like few seconds on the site. Observe one thing, that your clicks is higher than link clicks, obviously, which is very obvious. And your link clicks are higher than, the count of link clicks is higher than link click landing page view. Okay, which is very obvious. There are many people who will click. Out of those, there are only some people who will do link click, and out of those, very less people will land on your site, right? So this is what we mean by click, link click, landing page view. I'll just write again some random numbers over here, guys. So let's say this is our number. Okay, I'm saying this many clicks or link click or landing page view we have got. Okay, now how do we calculate our cost per link click or cost per click or landing page, which very again is the same thing. You take your amount spent divided by your this particular thing, that's where you get your cost per click or link click or landing page view. Okay, so again I'll write the formula over here. You take your amount spent divided by your clicks or link clicks or landing page view. One more thing here also, lower the cost per click or link click or landing page view, better is your campaign performance. Ideally, you should always aim to decrease this number, right? The cheaper you get, the better it is what we are trying to say. Make sense? Then you have again click through rate is like your VTR. If you show this number to your client, we got so many impression, we got only this many clicks, it's very difficult to understand that. Good, obviously we can see the number is not that great, but when you convert into percentage, it's easier to understand for that person. Okay, and even when we present, we don't show them impression and clicks number, we just tell them what is my CTR in percentage format, so it's very easy for the other person to understand it. Okay, and again, how do you calculate it? You take your clicks divided by your impression and do it into 100. That's your CTR. Okay, now again I have to do it over here. I'll take my clicks divided by impression, change it into percentage, increase this decimal count over here. Obviously, if I improve this number, this will also increase. Make sense? Here also, higher the CTR, better is the campaign performance. So ideally, if I have to summarize, guys, your CTR and your VTR needs to be higher in percentage, whereas your CPC or CPV should be lower in the currency. Now we have engagement rate and cost per engagement. By the way, this is only for your social media, okay? This is not for your search engine, because search engine doesn't have engagement kind of thing, okay? Now we all, engagement is nothing but, guys, your, sum of like, comment, share, etc, etc, etc on any of your social media post. Okay, so that's what we call as engagement. Number of like, comment, share, anything, any activity you do on that particular post is called as engagement. Okay, again, engagement rate is the same concept. Number of time your post was shown to the consumer, and out of that, how many people have actually engaged with it. Like when you're scrolling, you see so many posts, right? So now in ad as well, when you're scrolling, you'll see so many ad, that is your impression. But what would be an engagement? When you like that particular post, or when you comment on that particular ad wala post, right? That is what we call as engagement rate. And again, the same thing, cost per engagement is, let's say I have, I've got this, how this many engagement, I have to find out my cost per engagement. Again, the same thing, you take your amount spent divided by your engagement. So amount spent divided by your engagement. Same goes with your engagement rate. You have to find out of number of time my ad was shown to the consumer, how many people have actually engaged with it. So see, if you would understood this all are similar when we talk about the explanation. The only thing that is changing is the action that one user is taking. In click, you're clicking on that ad. On in views, you're watching that video. In engagement, you are doing some activity on that particular ad, like you're liking that ad, or you're like, or you're commenting below that ad. So, but if you see, the calculation with respect to CTR or VTR or engagement rate is same. The concept is same. The calculation with respect to CPC or CPV or cost per engagement is also same. It's just that the action that you're doing is different. Metrics for paid advertising. This doesn't include anything related to organic. For organic, the metrics that we check is completely different. You would be checking um, the online reputation management. There you check a lot with respect to how people are reverting, you understand the emotions, you do social listening and all of that. That is different, that is organic. This is only paid, where you're paying money to the platform to show your content. Now let's go towards the last part. Now this was all awareness consideration, but if I have to talk, most of the brand, at least for Indian market, the reason they do paid advertising is for this, to get that end result. Okay, to get that business like, they, I mean, there are many brands who are very frugal and they don't understand awareness and all. They don't care about how many people have seen my content, how many people have engaged. They would just ask you one thing: how did it this impacted my business, how did my business grew by doing this. So most of the clients that you guys would meet would only focus on this particular part, because that's where you see business numbers. Okay, that's where you see how this is impacting your business. But Very important thing, guys. You have to do awareness, you have to do consideration. Why? Because if you only focus on the end result, okay, let's say you won't get audience pulls if you only focus on the consumer who already know your brand. So for you to increase your audience pool, the only way to do it is by doing some lot of branding campaign where you track some awareness and consideration. Okay, so I mean, it's very difficult for many brands to understand this, and they regret later if they don't do it. So there are many brands will tell you, guys, I'm not, I don't care about what was my reach, what was my impression. You tell me how much business did you got on the table. Yes, you should discuss this, and it is an important part. But if you don't do this, how your audience pool would increase is a question, right? So there are many brands who will just tell you that, okay, let's just show my ad to those who already know my brand and keep pushing our other products to them. So let's do some cross selling and upselling to them. Okay, what is that comes to this particular this makes me let's discuss this, what is cross selling and upselling, because it's very important. Now cross selling and upselling is like, so I have bought a face wash from Jessica's brand. Okay, now what Jessica can do is she can do some cross selling where she would ask me to buy a moisturizer, buy a toner, buy a under eye cream. That is cross selling. You are selling other complementary product, right? Let's say if you buy an iPhone, the brand will ask you to buy a charger, earbuds, accessories of that phone. That is cross selling. Upselling is you are selling a more premium version of the existing product. Let's say if you buy an iPhone 16, the brand would ask you or push you to buy iPhone 17 Pro Max or whatever it is. Okay, so there are many brands who will just tell you, let's just show ad to those who already know our business, because it's very easy for us to convert them and ask them to do, let's do some cross selling and upselling and grow our business, grow our revenue. Yes, that would work, but then how your business would in actual grow? No, it won't grow if you're not increasing your audience pool. And to increase your audience pool, you have to do awareness campaign, you have to do consideration campaign. Now, so for the brands who do lead generation and who want to do their app installation, they watch out for this metrics. Okay, uh, by the way, what all brands fall under lead generation? So all the brands who are selling a high um AOV product. AOV is average order value. Okay, if they are selling high AOV product or services, they usually do lead generation, because it's difficult for the consumer to, I mean, I'm not saying that consumers are not buying high AOV products online, they are. But when I say high AOV, I mean like real estate, or like automobile, or your insurance, or education. For all these brands, they do lead generation. When we say real estate brand is doing digital marketing, they do lead generation through it, right? Because would you go online and buy a flat, guys? No, right? Like, let's say a brand show you an ad that buy a flat online, and they ask you to do a 1 crore payment. Would you do that? No, right? If a brand, or if an automobile brand is running an ad, and they'll tell you, okay, do the payment right now and buy a car, would you do that? No, right? Let's say for an MBA program, it will just tell you, okay, go to the site, buy a 2 years program. Would you do that? No. So all these brands, they do lead generation with the help of paid advertising. When I say lead generation, they'll take you to the website, they'll ask you to, if you're interested, you have to share your details with them, and obviously they'll have the sales rep who'll call you, who'll talk to you for a very long period, who'll take a lot of follow up, and then if you're interested, you'll get converted. So all these brands, like industry like real estate, BFSI, healthcare, automobile, B2B, they all do lead generation in digital marketing, or specifically in paid campaign. Make sense, guys? I hope you understood the concept. Why lead generation? Because none of you would go online and buy a flat. Like, you won't do that 1 crore transaction, right? Like, by just seeing some pictures and like, oh, I like a flat and I'll book it online and I'll do the payment. Would you do that? No, right? Example of this, see, this health insurance person, they are doing that only. When I clicked on the ad, is it asking me to buy the insurance now? No, it's asking me just for my details. So when I fill this detail, These people will call me and they'll guide me on what are different kind of insurance do they have, which will suits for my budget, etc, etc, etc. Same like right now I reside in Pune. So let's say if I'm searching, I want to buy a 2 BHK flat in my city, I'll search for it. Can you see Godrej property, Godrej brand is running an ad, a search ad. If I click on it, it will ask me, can you see inquire now? And here I have to give my details. They will call me, the sales rep would call me, they'll do some offline schedule, and then I'll convert. But so all these people who call you, all those brands who call you, guys, the leads that they get is from paid campaign. So that's what we have. I mean, so all the brands who are doing lead generation, they look after the stream metrics, even app install. Now it's very obvious the brands who have an app, they can only do app install campaign. Okay, not every other brand can do an app install campaign. But what exact? So hence I've mentioned over here result slash lead slash sale. Right. So when I say conversion or result, it is very different from brand to brand. For many brands, a conversion or a result would be that yes, the person went on the site and they gave their details. For many brands, a conversion would be yes, they went on the site and they bought the product. For many brands, a conversion would be they installed the app. So the meaning of conversion or results keep on changing from brand to brand. There's no standard definition for it. Okay. So again, the same concept. Basically, conversion is nothing but out of the number of people who saw the ad, and then some of them who clicked on that ad, how many people actually got converted. Basically, how many people took that end action that you wanted them to take. Okay, so how many user took the end final action that you wanted to that you wanted them to take on your site. Okay. So let's say out of how many clicks did we got? 1,21,111 clicks. Let's say we got around 411 conversion. So again, the same concept, cost per conversion is where you take your spend divided by this. That is your cost per conversion. If I might just say only 40 people got converted, right? So your amount spent divided by total conversion is my cost per conversion. Again, you have to aim that lower the cost per conversion, better is for your campaign, so that in the same amount you'll get more conversion. Better is your campaign performance. Okay, then same conversion rate, it's for this is now to understand out of the number of people who clicked on my ad and landed to the my site, how many people, how many percentage of people ideally got converted. Okay, so again, how do you calculate this? You take your conversion divided by your clicks now, and then you have to do into 100. So I won't do into 100, I'll just do it in. So 0.03% only people got converted. So you take your conversion divided by your total clicks and then do into 100. Again, higher the conversion rate, better is your campaign performance. Okay, I hope I'm clear. So this is what brands who do lead generation and app install track. They always want that the conversion rate increases, because if conversion rate would increase, more people are getting converted, and that automatically drops your cost per conversion as well. Now for sales, okay, so for all, when I say this is for all your e-commerce brand. Okay, any brand who's selling online, when I say saying selling online, people can go and buy the product online. For them, they track this number. Okay, for them, yes, they also check how many people bought the product, but more than how many people bought the product, for them these numbers are very important. Okay, starting with revenue. So revenue is nothing but sum of price of all the product that got sold. Okay, basically, let's say you have imagine you have got 40 conversion. Okay, imagine, let's consider this for Jessica only. Okay, Jessica has got 40 people, she has got 40 purchase on her site. Okay, now imagine she's just selling face wash online. Okay, and each her face price of her face wash is around 500. Okay, so her average order value is 500. Let's say that's the average price. So what would be her revenue would be very simple: the price of that product into the number of purchase that she has got. So that is what we call as revenue. Okay, revenue is nothing but if you sum all the prices of the products that got sold, that is a revenue. Correct? I hope I'm clear, guys. So revenue, the brand would want to see how much revenue they're able to generate. They'll also check their average order value because they want to know consumers are buying what kind of products. Okay, with average order value you understand the trend. Are people buying my cheaper product or they are buying more expensive product from my site? Okay, so how should I say, ideally if your AOV is high, your revenue is also high. Imagine the face wash that Jessica is selling is for around 3000. Okay, so obviously her revenue would also increase automatically, right? Let's say on an average the starting price on her website is for 3000, whether it's a face wash, whether it's any product, any skincare product. So don't won't that automatically impact her revenue as well? Let's say instead of 500 I make it 3000. See, the revenue automatically got jumped. Correct? So the brand would want to see how much revenue they're able to generate. The brand would also want to see the average order value. That gives you an understanding that people are buying what sort of product. Are they buying cheaper product, mid-range product, high-range product? So accordingly you can do some cross-selling, upselling to them. Let's say you find out some consumer who are buying very premium products from you guys, so you will only push them some other premium products that you guys have, right? So basically this is to more understand the user pattern on your site. Okay, like this is happening. If you might have heard this, right? At least the people who are residing in India, they are like all the quick commerce that have emerged in India, like Zepto, Blinkit and all. You would have seen they are doing this thing called as dark pattern, where they're checking, like, for each person the price is coming very different. They're tracking what kind of product you're buying, and based on that the pricing is also changing for person to person, right? So all this brand, they track your user behavior on the site, and based on that they will do some cross selling, upselling to you guys. Okay, so always observe that. Now, return on ad spend, this is the most important metric for any e-commerce brand, guys. Um, because this will tell you how much profitability did the brand generated by running that, how profitable it was for them to run an ad. Okay, and to calculate this, what they do is they take the revenue, okay, and they divide it by this spend. This is what we call as return on ad spend. Okay, so basically, let me just write it down over here. Revenue divided by total spend is your OS. So you might have heard this term, right? I need 1x return, I need 2x return, I need 10x return, right? It's the same thing. So basically, what this is trying to tell you, like, after you have just spent 10,000, but you have got a business of 1,20,000, which is nothing but 12x of return. And the brand for them, like all the e-commerce brand, they won't tell you that, oh, go blindly spend my money. No, they'll give you a target, they'll give you a return of ad spend target, that at least whatever ads you're running, we need a basic return of ad spend of 5x or 10x or whatever they want. Make sense? And trust me, after that, they also calculate one more thing called as POS, profit of ad spend. Now, in profit of ad spend, what they do, they also, so when they talk about the spend, they don't just take the advertising spend, they also take how much they have spent on creating that product, how much they are paying for the office space, how much they are paying to the employee. Basically, they want to find out the end profitability. So here, like along with the revenue, apart from total spend, they'll also add the employee cost, office space cost, price of creating the product, everything gets added. Okay, now ideally if your OS is 12, your profit of ad spend would be half of it, so it might be 6 5, whatever it is. It will be lesser only, right? Because you're adding so much costing, other costing as well. Yep. Starting with, I'll start with the good website. Obviously, it's Maisha by Isha. I'll tell you what makes Maisha by Isha stand apart. Okay, for some of them, it might look very overwhelming. Yes, it is because you have so many products. Okay, but guys, it's e-commerce. Okay, e-commerce, I mean, you go to Myntra, you go to Amazon, that is also in a similar way, because they are selling so many products, it will look overcrowded only. Okay, I mean, for a brand who's selling so many different products, it does look overcrowded. I mean, Amazon also would look in a similar way, Myntra would also look in a similar way, Flipkart would also look in a similar way. So I won't say that's a negative point. That's like, how should I say, that's how like a default e-commerce looks like. So we can't say that, oh, please make it less. No, right? But if you even if you see this, though it is so the first thing, they have followed what the brand shows. It's very Pinteresty website. If you would have seen, like, if you see their banner, the color tone, the designs and all of that they have created, they always think more of like on a Pinteresty vibe. Their brand is all Pinteresty vibe, if you would see. Okay, so that's what they've tried to maintain. Even if you see the backdrops that they've used for their clicking their product pictures, that is also very like, how should I say, it's more of like an aesthetic website that they're trying to create. Okay, which is not bad at all. Correct. I like, as I said, someone have already mentioned, the categories are well shown over here, which is also good. It's easy for someone to understand what all do they have. Correct. Good banners, I mean, I must say the banners are really great, if you would see that way. Correct. The new arrivals, what are the new launches that they have done, they are showing you specifically over here. Watch and shop is a very good thing, guys. I like, they have integrated the way Myntra is doing, where they're showing, the influencers who are buying the product. So it's again, one is that you're seeing the product, one is like where you're seeing influencer wearing it, how it would look like. So that also creates a very big difference. Correct, because it's e-commerce. Again, what that brand is all about, they have mentioned to they have thought to mention about it as well, like what do they stand for. Okay, they're handcrafted, handmade, local artisan. Nowadays people are very like, they are showing the video how the local artisans are working, so that's very important for them, right? Again, spotted, very important. Nowadays people buy what influencers buy, so they have make sure all the big celebrities in India who have bought from them, they are showing their pictures over here. Okay, that's what I liked. Then obviously what the customers are trying to say. Last but not the least, whatever the other USPs are, top notch support, secure payment, they have a chatbot, which ideally all the e-commerce should have. So a good landing page, I would say. Now, as I told you, checked one product specific page as well. Okay, so now if I go to a category page, this is a category page. Now, even in the category page, you would see they are showing review, pricing. It's a decent category page, right? Now, if I go to a product specific page, one very good thing, this thing, no one have mentioned about this. I'm not sure how many of you went, but they have added video on how this product would look on anyone who is using it. Apart from that, if you see their description, okay, the care, because it's a handmade brand, local artists and all of that, they are telling you how can you take care of the brand bag as well, because they're expensive if you see as per the Indian market. Okay, now again, like all the discount, international shipping, 10 other things, testimonial, that is there. But what I like is they're very how should I say, transparent. That's the word, right? They're very transparent with respect to the product and all. Correct. So that makes, I mean, ideally the website is very aesthetic, and obviously social icon is very but obvious that every brand would have. Okay. Now the second ranking is Inji. Inji is simple, which is good. Having a simple website is not a problem. But as I think Jessica started with saying, it's too simple, which is where she's correct. I mean, it's a clothing brand, guys. How, I mean, okay, tell me, what does this banner indicate? Can you understand what this banner is trying to show? Yes, it is trying to show some prints to me, but I can't understand this banner other way, right? Like, for a global, if they're promoting this in the international market as well, how one would understand what the brand is all about? Secondly, I mean, I can't imagine now. Yes, they have used some mannequin, but still, I mean, you're a clothing brand person. I would want to see how this color would look on different, this particular top, or this color would look on different tone, different shape. Correct. So that's the bare minimum that they should have done. But as I mean, the overall insight for Inji is that it's too simple. Even if they keep model, I think it's a good website because it's very clean, it is very clear. So that's a good thing. And now Per Patola, so one, like, Third is pair patola, starting with when you open the website, the brand logo, the brand color, nothing matches. It's very cluttered, it's very haywire. Even if you see this banner, guys, the banner is cropped out. If you would have observed, their main banner, their main picture is looking cropped out for me. Does that show a good image in front of the consumer? No. Like, how this can be cropped out? How? Why the CTA is in this some different angle? This is your main banner. This picture would decide if the user want to scroll or not. And when I see this, I don't want to scroll further. Right? Where is the brand color getting followed? I mean, if you see the brand logo, it's some purple, something is going on there. Here the color is different. I understand the product color can be different, but at least it should be somewhere the brand color should be followed, right? So the problem with pair patola is the first impression is wrong. How should I say? Your first impression is last impression, and for a website, the first impression is the topmost banner that they use. Hence, for Maisha, people would scroll because their banners are really great. They have a carousel banner where they're showing all the category. So if this disappoints, there's a good chance a person will get disappointed and they won't scroll down. Same goes for NJ because the first banner is so bad. I mean, what one should imagine, the person would not want to scroll. Correct. So this decides do I want to scroll further or not. Right. So yes, they are showing some of their bestseller. Again, this does at least this could have been in purple. If the website logo, main logo is all purple, something that I could see, then it should be followed, right? They are not following it anywhere. Even if you see the background picture is very different. If you would have seen Maisha, they have tried to have a similar kind of background picture. Even that matters because that gives you that, how should I say, similarities on the page. This looks again very haywire, right? Again, no testimonial, no videos, nothing. It's just plain product pictures which have been dumped. So you have to guide them. Okay, this should be here. This is how the this color should would might go well. This font size would might go well. Okay. Um, Now again, I think I have mentioned all this pointer, but we'll just reiterate for the very last time. Proper working links, very important. CTA, again, same thing. Proper website page design, unique content. Like Maisha by Isha's website was different than Pair Patola because they added those reels, they added those celebrity picture. They could have also done that. They could have just added product picture and they would have left out. But again, how does your website stand apart from other websites? Right? So you have to make your content unique. Again, speed, very important. Hierarchy is nothing but the way Maisha has categorized the product, right? It's easy to navigate. So easier the navigation, like your navigation should be easy and smooth. The person shouldn't find it difficult to navigate. How should I go to other categories, right? Understanding your customer pulse, the pricing, the videos, again the testimonials that you put. So ideally, even if you check all of this, um, you will create a good decent website. And last but not the least, how easy it is to read your website. Okay, so again, your font size should be big enough to read, right? There shouldn't be over spacing, there shouldn't be under spacing. A clear, ideally clear spacing is something that's been required. You have to follow your color theory, as I mentioned. I mean, Maisha website was all about making it look aesthetic. HDFC was all about following the brand color and the font size. So your font size, font color should be constant ideally. Okay, and it should be user friendly, again, as mentioned over here. uh, don't use, like, you can avoid using bright colors on all the places, but as like, imagine HDFC was using red only at some places. It wasn't entirely a red website. Where all did they use red? They used red only for the icon, they used red only for the CTA and their made headline. Rest of the content was in black and white. So it wasn't like they didn't just incorporated red everywhere, right? Otherwise it would have looked too bad. So I hope you guys are able to understand, right? We have discussed all these pointers. It's just that we are just going through from a theory perspective again. Okay. um Now, element, how should I say, for visual hierarchy, um this is something that more than you, the brand would have the UI and UX developer. Okay, so nowadays there are UI and UX developers out there. they usually look after all this, what are the color and contrast they should use, because they would have better aesthetic idea, to be very honest, how the layout should be, text size, where the media should go, ideally symmetry. So bigger brands, they have the UI and UX people out there who look after all of this. But again, if you're working with some smaller brand, you should have a basic idea. Like, again, this is more of with respect to your instinct, and also you should have some practical idea, that for example, you can't use as I said, like HDFC, imagine they would have put everything in red, it would have looked very bad. Hence they put a combination of red, black and white, right? Again, layout, it can't be in left side or right side, it's somewhere there things should, which should be in middle. So you have to understand the layout and the placement, where you should put your picture, right? So all of these are basics of website that ideally your developer should know. I'm not saying your developer shouldn't know this, but as I said, you might work with some small brand and they wouldn't know about it. B2B, yeah, let's do one thing. So, digital marketing agency is all about B2B. So, let me search for digital marketing services. Okay. Now, we can just open, I don't know which is a good website. We can open this one, the first ad that I could see. So, it's B2B, right? Someone is looking out for the services. I don't like the website much. I mean, it's directly taking me to a form. No information. Now see, I'll tell you what's the problem with this B2B website. Okay, as I told you, whenever you do lead generation, guys, try to have one page only. Don't take the user to other pages, because they will get distracted, right? So whenever you do lead generation, create a static landing page. Static landing page is like one page website only. E-commerce, they can't do it because a person is buying the product. But now here, like, they have taken me to this form. Okay, now let's say I will say, let me know more about the brand, so I'll go and read some case studies. Don't you think I'll get distracted when I go to another page? So that's the problem. Now this brand, the problem is they haven't created the static landing page. They should have done that. Let me see some another website if there's any. This one, this one is still interesting, because see, they're talking about all the work that they have done. So at least they're talking about their portfolio, PR, print and OH. But again, it should have been static, I would say. Because for lead generation, you get, see, now it's very overwhelming. The problem is when you take a person to such kind of website where a person can go to other pages as well, it gets very overwhelming. People get distracted. So ideally, even for a B2B lead generation, because B2B also do lead generation, this page is good. I'm not saying the page is not good. The only problem is I'll get distracted over here. And too many color, too many things going on again. I like one brand. I'll show you which brand do I like. If they're running any ad right now. They're not running an ad. This is their main basic page, but I like this brand a lot when it comes to their website for B2B. It's very, so now see this one, okay? They are showing who they are partner with, what kind of e-commerce brand, okay? If you would see over here, they have listed out all the brand in a very good way. Okay, again, how, what kind of impacts they have created. This is a very clean B2B website is what I would say. Again, they are not running an ad, otherwise we would have seen a static landing page as well. But again, for B2B, it again, it shouldn't be very much overwhelming when you're doing lead generation. It has to be very clear, picture perfect, and again, not a lot of too much color going on. For that one, it was too much color, too many different colors going on. This one is still simple. So they are making sure they're following navy blue, light blue, that's it, and black as their content, text color. So this one is a good B2B landing page, is what I would say. And at the end of the day, they've kept a form. It's just that imagine this to be a static landing page. Imagine they don't have this navigation only. Then this is a good static landing page, I would say. Okay, so today let's just focus on these three topics, and then the remaining part would be covered in our last session. Okay, so yeah, today let's just focus on this three. So starting with dynamic ads. Now, when I talk about dynamic ads, guys, what exactly is a dynamic ad? Okay, so this ads, the name dynamic means that this ads keep on changing based on um, the nature of the user. Okay, so basically, um let's say again, you can call dynamic ads as remarketing ad as well. So based on, how should I say, um, the kind of product you check, the kind of category you check for any particular brand, what the kind of details that you check for any brand, okay, based on that, that brand will personalize ad for each of their consumer, and that's why this ad is called as a dynamic ad. Okay. And by the way, I mean, this ad is very popular because as I said, it has product personalization, which is very important. We add with dynamic ad, we do remarketing. If I have to show you a classic example of this would be, so let me see if today I can see any remarketing ads. It will take some time to load. So this is, this all these dynamic ads can be shown on social media platform as well. It also been shown on third party websites and app as well. Right now I'm trying to check if there are some dynamic ads that would appear on third party. This is a third party website, so I'm just trying to see if we can see something on those lines. Let's wait for this to load, but till the time we can cover the other aspects. So yeah, I mean, because you are doing product personalization with dynamic ads and you are doing remarketing, automatically it will improve your convergence, automatically it will improve your sales number. Okay. And it will also enhance your brand value, because um whenever a consumer feel that, the brand is doing some personalization with respect to their creative or copy, that does create a difference. So yes, now when I talk about dynamic ad, guys, few things that determine, or few factors that you have to decide to create a good dynamic ad. First is the budget, because obviously it's an ad, so you'll have to spend a good amount of money for it. Okay. Then obviously type of ad, like do you want to show your dynamic ad in an image format or a video format or a carousel format or a collection format, needs to be decided. It has to be mobile friendly. I mean, whenever you create an ad, you have to think it from mobile perspective as well. You have to also decide your target audience, basically whom you want to show this dynamic ad. Okay. Now let's see if this, it's still not loading. Ideally I see a lot of remarketing dynamic ads over here on this page. I'm just waiting for this to load. Hmm. 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 Let me see if anything can happen over here. Okay. Anyways, now with dynamic ad, as I mentioned, the major thing that we do is we do remarketing or retargeting, where directly the advertiser would show ad to consumer who didn't convert. Okay. Now remarketing, as I mentioned, majorly when we think of remarketing, it is always showing ad to those who didn't convert, but there are brands who do remarketing to those audience also who are already converted, because again you want to do some upselling and cross selling to them. Right. Now how this dynamic ads, like there are some specific requirement of creating this dynamic ads, and I'll take you through each one of them. So if you want to run this dynamic ads on social media platform like Meta, okay, or any of the Meta platform like your Instagram or Facebook, these three things are required. Okay. Without these three things, you can't run a dynamic ad. This is how your ads manager would look like. Okay. This is the backend where all the bigger brands, they create their campaign on this part. Okay. So by the way, in future, whenever you want to access ads manager, what you can do is you can just log into your Facebook account. Okay. You all would have a Facebook account, and in your Facebook account, towards this opposite side, I mean towards this corner, you would see this ads manager section, and this is where you can access the backend. Now this backend is nothing but, this is where all the big brands create their campaign. Right. So this is where we create the ads, and that's how you see those ads on when you're scrolling on Instagram. Okay. This is the tool where you can create ads that you want to show on Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, Thread. Okay. So all the platform which have been owned by Meta, and you want to show ads on those platform, you have to access this ads manager. Any one of you can access it. You just need a Facebook account. As I mentioned, whenever you log into your Facebook account, towards this corner, you'll see an option of ads manager. You just have to tap on it, and it will take you to a backend like this. Okay, I hope I'm clear. So this is what I mean by ads manager. Now, so you to run a dynamic ad, you need ad manager. Apart from this, guys, you need a very important thing called as Facebook Pixel and Facebook Software Development Kit. Now, Facebook Pixel is for website, and your Facebook Software Development Kit is for your app. Okay. Now, what exactly is this? This are codes which also this ads manager will give you some codes that you need to place on your website. Okay, now why you have to place this code on the website? Because imagine, guys, let's just only talk about Facebook right now. Ignore other platform. Okay, imagine, we'll take the example, launch her website, she has a brand now. She would be starting running ads on Instagram, right? So before she starts running ads on Instagram, she should place this Facebook pixel on her website. How she would do this? Okay, okay, this is your ads manager. You have to go to your events manager, okay, and that's where you get your Facebook pixel code. Okay, so the job of Jessica would be to go over here, get the code, and give it to the developer who created her website. Okay, so here she would say website. There's some glitch right now, guys. Yeah, so guys, you as you go to the event manager, it takes you to a page like this. Okay, and here, let me. So you will go to data set. Okay, and here it will give you an instruction that set up metapixel. Okay, so here you have to say see instruction, and can you see this copy base code? Okay, so you have to copy this. You have to copy this code. So Jessica will have to copy this code and put it into a notepad, because she has to send it across to the developer. Okay, and she has to paste it over here. This is what the metapixel code looks like. Okay, so this is your first code. Now, while Jessica would give this code to the developer, Jessica also have to give them the instruction of where this code needs to be placed. Otherwise, how would the developer would understand? So just below the code, they have given you the instruction as well. Okay, so ideally the code that I've copied right now, okay, this code is called as, either you can call this as a base code or page view code. Okay, this is what we call, this is the name of this particular code. Okay, and here they have given you an instruction, if you could read. So it says paste the metapixel code between the head start and head end. Now I'm not sure how many of you know the coding language, but like, at the back end of the coding there's something called as head start and head end, and you have to put the code between this head start and head end. Okay, and it needs to be added on all your website pages. Okay, because you want to track the entire user journey, right? So it's not that you'll just put it on one page. Every page of your website should have this code. This is just like one code. Okay, this is just like your base code or a page view code which goes on each and every website, every page of your website. But to track specific action that the user does on your website, let's say if the person is adding product to the cart, or they are doing checkout, or they are doing they're landing to the payment gateway page, there are separate codes for that. Okay, and where do we find that? So for at least for Meta, right now I'm just focusing on Meta, so I'm not talking about other platform. What you should do is, on Google you have something called as, I'll give you this link, you guys can bookmark for your future help. So you have to go to this article which gives you standard event codes. Okay, standard event codes are nothing but if you want to track specific action that the user does on your site. Okay, I'll give the link over here in the chat, so you guys can please bookmark this for your future reference. Okay, now how the standard event code would work, can you see there's a table? So there's website action and there's the name of the code. They have given you the code link. Okay, so let's say if I want to track add to cart, this is the code I have to give to the developer. If I want to track add to which, this is how I have to give the code to the developer. But I can't give one line to the developer and ask them to place it. No, this is not how we do it. Okay, so just below this table, they have given you the instruction on how to give this particular code. Okay, for example, Jessica want to track how many people would do add to cart. Okay, how many people from the ad are going to the website and doing add to cart? So what Jessica will have to do, Jessica will have to copy this code. Okay, and on her main code, this is her main code, just below this line of page view, she has to say enter and she has to put this line, and this makes her code. Now this code is not her page view code, but this is her add to cart code. So below this table they have given you the instructions. See this particular part, can you see? So whatever things you want to track on your site, you just have to do one thing. You have to come to this site, refer to this table. Let's say now Jessica want to track how many people have bought the product. So she will copy this line, and instead of add to cart, she would put this across. Now here one thing she'll have to change is the currency. Like if she's doing some this website is made for India location, she'll have to keep it INR. If this is for US, she'll have to write USD. So currency is something that she'll have to tweak. I mean, you can't just blindly trust anyone, right? Like someone would just tell you, yeah, yeah, we have placed the code. You can start running your campaign. This is not how things would work. So she'll have to cross check if the codes are placed or not. Now, how Jessica would cross check, because she doesn't know anything about the website's backend, right? I mean, let's say she has no idea about how the website was created. So if she doesn't have idea of website creation, she can't even do cross checking by going towards the backend of the coding, right? So in that case, Jessica will have to install this Chrome extension called as Meta Pixel Helper. Okay, so this is a Chrome extension that she'll have to install. Here she has to say add to Chrome, add extension. Okay, so it's added over here. I'll just, it's already pinned, so no need to pin it. Yeah, let me just pin this. Now, how this Chrome extension would work? Okay, we can take any random website and we can check if that website has metapixel code or not. Okay, so I'll go to, let's say I'll take one brand name which is called as Mintra. I'll go to their website to see if their website has meta codes or not. Okay, can you see? So with this Chrome extension, we could see yes, they have meta code added on their site. And by the way, they have two different code because this ID is different. So basically, every meta ads manager would have a different pixel ID. Okay, this ID is would be different for every ads manager. For example, see this number is different. This number is different. The code that I have fetched out for it, the pixel ID is also different. So where's my pixel ID? This one. My ending is 583. Okay, for them the ending is what? 159865. So let me just give you an idea how it works for e-commerce. Okay, so as I told you, this code, the first code that we got from the platform, the page view code, if you remember, I told you it needs to be there on each and every page of your website. So what she can do, she can randomly go to 5 pages and she can go and check if the page view code is there or not. Okay, so yeah, we can see the page view code is there. I'll again randomly go to any other page to see if the page view code is showing up or not. So it's there, right? Makes sense. So randomly she can check like this. Now apart from page view code, as I told you, let's say Jessica has also given add to cart code. Jessica has also given view content code. Basically view content code is given to put to fetch data of what are some specific product pages a user have visited, right? So now she will have to check if the view content code is firing or not. So clearly she can see, right, view content code is also showing up. This green tick mark indicate the codes are placed properly. If you see this in red, that means there's some problem with the code. Okay, now what I'll do to check further if the add to cart code is there or not, what I'll do, I'll try to add one product to the cart and see. So I have sent add to cart. Can you see there's an add to cart code that got fired over here with all the detail of the product? So the price of the product, everything got fetched out over here. Can you see this? Similarly, when I'll try to do further process, like I want to now buy this product, I have to check if the code is firing for the payment page or not, if the code is firing at the checkout page or not, did the code fired at the thank you page or not. So this is a use case of this Chrome extension. It will help you to see once the developer plays the code, is it getting firing, if is the code getting fired properly or not, and if the tracking is happening properly or not. Let's go to the next part, and then there's something called as product catalog. Now product catalog is okay, basically again on your ads manager, guys. So this is my ads manager. There is something called as commerce manager. Okay, so we can't, like I told you, right, you will see only those products as an ad, basically those products which you guys have checked on. Let me see if it's still appearing or not. I mean, I'm not sure what's wrong with this website today. Usually it does show the content. I mean, it's still not loaded yet today, sadly. Anyways, coming back to my point, I'll keep this page the way it is for some time again. uh so try to understand, guys, that whatever products that you guys see when you're scrolling on Instagram, most of those products, as an ad that have been shown to you guys, are the products that you just checked recently. Okay, now those details are not fetched from your website, but those details are fetched from your commerce manager. Okay, Google have something called as merchant center. On Meta we have something called as commerce manager, and there, that's where what brand do. I'll just show you what usually brand tend to do with it. So this is the, sorry, commerce manager, and they create a catalog. Okay, so I've created some lot of dummy catalogs over here. I can create one for you guys as well if you would want. mm, so I'll create a new catalog to show you this. Okay, so here you can just say add an account, right? So you can say create a catalog, and you can mention what you are promoting. So if you're promoting some online product, you can choose that. If you're promoting some local product, you can choose that. Even for travel, property and auto, we can create a catalog. You have to give name of the catalog, like what would you call this catalog. So whatever your business name is, you can write that. Right now I'm just writing XYZ. Okay, this one is bit technical, guys. Even if you know, I am just showing you this to understand the context. Not, no one would expect you to create a catalog because it's too technical for a beginner to get into it. And then here, ideally what we do, we manually, either we can manually, so whatever products that we are selling on our website, all the product detail needs to be there on the catalog as well. Okay, so from this catalog, those customized dynamic ads have been shown to a consumer. It is not fetched from the website. Now either you can manually add the product detail if you have very less product, or you can connect your website to your Meta Ads Manager account. Okay, whatever you guys are comfortable with. Okay, and we can see again, you need, as I said, you won't be able to do it. You will have to take the help of your developer to work on this, right? So here if you would see, if I go to product, I can manually add my product detail. Okay, so there's an option to manually add it or connect to my website. So let's say I will say I want to manually add it. See this. Okay, I have to give all this detail about my product. So I have to upload my product picture, I have to give the title of my product, its description, its URL, the pricing of the product, if there's any sale price, what category does it fit into, is it a new product, old product, is it available, what is the status, the name of the brand. Each and every detail of that product needs to be added over here. Let's go to the next part, right? So I think I've already discussed what is a product catalog, and I have already talked about all the details that the product catalog will have. You have to give all end to end detail about your product in your product catalog. Okay, now I think we have discussed Facebook Pixel and Facebook SDK as well. It's just that I've shown all of this practically instead of going through PPT. Now once you do this, okay, once you do this entire thing, like once you put the code on your website, you create your catalog as well, you have created your product catalog as well, the last thing, the last final thing that you do is create your campaign. Okay, on your ads manager account, I'll show you how does the campaign creation looks like. Okay, so I'll show you how does this look like on the platform. So we'll go back to our ads manager. I'll close all of this link because it's not required. Okay, so what we'll do, I'll create a dummy campaign, guys. Once you do all the process, so ideally whenever, let's say the whole point is, guys, imagine Jessica want to run a campaign on Instagram. She'll have to first place the code on the website, she'll have to make her catalog ready, and after that only she can sit and work on creating her campaign. Okay, so first would be setting up the pixel, then creating the catalog, and then coming and creating the ad campaign. Okay, now to create the campaign, this is a dashboard that we use. Here she has to tap on create. Okay, I'll just show you the important pointers of campaign creation, guys. We won't go much in depth because it will be otherwise again too overwhelming for all of you. So here, Jessica will have to choose what's her objective behind running this ad. Okay, what she wants by after with respect to running this ad. Does she want some awareness, or she wants some traffic, or she wants some engagement, or she want to generate lead, or she want to do some app promotion, or she want to sell her product. Okay, basically the platform is asking you what is your goal behind running this campaign. Okay, and you have to select the right goal. Let's say in case of Jessica, her goal is to run a camp. The reason she's running this campaign is because she wants people to go to her website and buy her product. Okay, so she would say sales over here, and she can say continue. Okay, now here she'll have to write her campaign name. Okay, so when I talk about writing a campaign name, guys, it won't impact your performance, but imagine your Meta Ads Manager account will have lot of campaigns running. Okay, so it gets very confusing if you don't follow proper nomenclature. Okay, ideally, let's say you have thousands of campaign running on your dashboard, how would you differentiate what campaign did you set up for what purpose, right? With the help of the name. So hence you can create your own naming convention, which is not a problem, but just give a very descriptive name. So in future, if you want to see the performance, you can, with the name only, you can identify what was the reason behind setting up the campaign. Okay, now let's understand this. Let's take an example that this brand that Jessica has is a premium sneaker brand. Okay, let's say hypothetically. And the name of that brand would be whatever XYZ. So you can mention the brand name, right? You can mention the objective behind this running this campaign. So it was sales campaign. Following that, you can mention in which month you are setting up the campaign. So we are setting up this in the month of Feb 2026. So you can just write a name like this. Okay, now, as I mentioned, I won't take you through all the settings. I'll just take you to the important settings that you guys should know. Okay. Then the budget part. Now, this is where Jessica will have to let the platform know how much she's willing to spend. Okay, for this particular advertisement. She can, like, if she wants, she can put a daily budget, she can put a lifetime budget as well. Lifetime budget is like if she's running this particular advertisement for a longer duration, so in total how much she would want to spend. Daily budget is like on daily basis how much she would want to spend. So let's say she just want to spend 100 bucks, she can put that as well. Okay, then we have something called as bidding strategy. For bidding strategy, I would discuss later. We anyways have a, after this we will be discussing bidding strategy, so right now I won't talk about it. Okay, now this one is very important, special ad category. So guys, if your brand falls into any of this category, you have to let the platform know about it. So if Jessica is promoting any finance related product or service, or she's promoting anything related to employment, or anything related to housing, or anything related to election, she has to disclose this to Meta. Okay, can anybody guess why? Like, why just for this four category Meta is asking you to disclose this to them? Because here you can't see any other category, right? There are only four category that's mentioned, which is part of special ad category. So anyone who would want to guess that, like, why these four categories are called as special ad category, right? So just for this four category, Meta will put some restrictions on the targeting, that okay, you can't target this age group, you can't target this audience, because again they are the one who might get influenced by your ad. Okay, and they are not the right audience. So if you are promoting any of this category, please mention it. Okay, can you see requirement differs by country, because country to country with respect to politics and all, there are a lot of restrictions. So it's better to disclose it over here itself. Okay, then once you put all the details at the campaign level, you have to move to the ad set level. Now here in the ad set level, guys, we will choose whom we want to show our ad and where we want to show our ad. Okay, so starting with your destination. Okay, here you have to choose that once the user sees your ad and when they click on it, where you want to take them to. Okay, so ideally, I mean, you can now, as I told you, it's not necessary you have to take the user to the website. You can take them to app as well, you can take them to your messenger as well, you can give them a call number as well. Okay, obviously, but the most popular one is website. Okay, so conversion location is once they click on your ad, where would you take them to. Okay, performance goal is what do you want to achieve by running this ad, as I mentioned. So do you want as many conversion as possible, or do you want a lot of landing page view, or do you want link click, or do you want reach, or do you want impression? I think I've discussed all these metrics yesterday, so you would know meaning of each one of them. Now for us, we clearly, the reason Jessica started creating this campaign was she want to sell as many product as possible, right? So her conversion goal should be maximize number of conversion, right? She doesn't matter what is a landing page view, link click, reach, impression, doesn't create any impact, right? Her main focus is conversion, so she should select this, right? So you have to, these two options are very important. um I'll again talk about this later, attribution model and all. We have a separate topic for that, I won't discuss this here. You can put your start and end date, when you want to start your campaign, when you want to end your campaign. Let's say you want to stop this campaign on 20th, put an end date, okay? Why is this important? Trust me, there have been times when we get so busy with our work. Let's say I had a sale running up, okay, and my sale would end tomorrow, okay, but I'm so packed up with work, I might end up forgetting pausing this campaign, and my sale, everyone would see, still keep on seeing my ad which says 50% off, 50% off. But ideally, once the user go on the site, there's no 50% off, right? So that creates a lot of problem, and the client would bash you for this if they see that the sale has been ended but your campaign is still running. So in that case, always put a end date, so even if you forget to pause the campaign, the platform will automatically pause this campaign based on the end date that you have chosen. Clear? So you have to put the end date. If you are not sure about the end date, then don't put one, okay? If you think this is a campaign that will keep on running and running and running, then don't put an end date to it, not mandatory, okay? Now this is the most important part, which is your audience, whom you want to show your ad, okay? And by the way, here you see your audience size. So what is the, like, based on the targeting that you will create, it will show you the audience size, like how many people your ad can be reached out to, okay? This is not that I'll be able to reach out to so many people, okay? Because to reach out to so many people, I have to spend that kind of amount as well, okay? Now, with respect to the audience targeting, guys, let me just give you an idea. On Meta, you have three kind of audience targeting: saved audience, lookalike audience, and remarketing audience. Okay. Now, saved audience is where you have to create your audience from scratch. So you have to create your audience starting with adding all their age, gender, interest, behavior, um, location. So you're creating an audience from scratch, is what I'm trying to say. We also call them as a prospecting audience. People who might know about the category and all, but probably they wouldn't know about your brand. Okay. Remarketing audience, I've already talked about it. Show ads to those audience who checked checked out your brand but haven't converted yet, have not like they haven't done any transactions, so but have not made any transactions yet. Also, you when you do upselling and cross selling, you do with the help of remarketing only, okay? So there's no difference over here. Look like audiences. Now I would just show you the saved audience. Look like and remarketing is again bit advanced, so we won't go over there for now. Let's just focus on saved audience. For look like and remarketing, you should just know the meaning of it. Now, how to create a saved audience? Just observe what I'm doing, and then we'll take a break. Okay, so this will take at least 10, no, let's just cover this entire meta part and then we'll take a break. Okay, so now here you have to say further limits the reach of our ad. So we have to create it from scratch. Now can you see it starts with location? Now please observe this very carefully, okay? Jessica want to show this ad in Mumbai, like, so if with location, guys, you can target countries. Okay, so let's say I want to show my ad in United States, I can do that as well. Can you see? I can target entire United States. Okay. If you want to show ad in multiple states, like let's say I want to show my ad in Gujarat. It's one of the state in India, so I can say Gujarat. If you want to show ad in a specific city, like let's say Pune is my location, so I can say Pune. Okay. Let's say you just want to show ad in a specific area of your city. Okay. Like I want to show this is where I reside, so I can put my pin code. Can you see this is the area where I reside? So it is showing my ad on this pin code. So you can go as low as pin code and address as well, which is a very good thing, right? So it's not necessary you have to show ad to the entire country. Let's say you have opened a salon today and you just want the people who reside nearby that salon should know that there's a salon that has opened right now. You can just target the specific pin code and that's it. Okay. Apart from include, you can exclude the location as well. Okay. So now let's say I'll just remove this pin code. Let's just again let's say I want to target my entire city, but I don't want to show ad in my pin code. Okay, what I'll do, I'll choose exclude. I'll add my pin code over here. Can you see it's showing red in red over here? This one. Can you see this? So my entire, like for my city, it shows. If I zoom out, can you see this is my entire city that I'm trying to target, but my particular area has been excluded. You can do location, add location in bulk as well. Just choose what you're adding. If you have a pin code, choose your country over here, put all the pin code, and it will do pin code level targeting. By the way, any changes that you would make on the targeting, this audience size would also change. Okay, I hope I'm clear with this. So for now, let's say I just want to show ad in my city. I'll remove each one of them. Okay, you can choose whatever you would want. Now, age targeting, as I mentioned, you can choose what age. See, now, if you would have chosen, guys, if you would have chosen any of the special ad category, it would have restricted you with the age targeting. It probably would have not allowed you to target below 18, right? So because we don't fall under special ad category, we have freedom to target whichever age group we would want to. Okay, so you can choose the age group. Obviously, guys, see, all this targeting that we do, we are not the only one who decides it. We have to do the targeting, we have to show it to your client. The client will have their own perspective and we have to follow what they are also saying. So you and the client should be on the same page when you're doing your targeting. I hope I'm clear. So that's how you can select your age, you can select the gender. Uh, and now, ideally, just choosing location, age, and gender is not enough. Hence, Meta has also given you one more section of detailed targeting. Okay, so here you can add more demographic, interest, and behavior characteristics. Okay, so now we'll do the last part of the targeting, because as I said, just targeting age, gender, all of this is not enough. Okay, so now with targeting, guys, there are few thumb rules. You should first begin with your interest targeting. So obviously, whenever we do targeting, the first thing, like, how should I say, the basic thing that we would want is that people should be interested in your product, okay, or your services. So you can go into this interest section and you can find out whatever you are selling as an interest over here. Okay, if you don't want to do this way, you can directly search as well. Okay, so for example, for in case of us, like we are selling sneakers, right? So I'll search for sneakers over here and I have to choose. So trainer, footwear, we have sneaker shop. There's nothing called as specific to sneaker over here. I could see sneaker stuff, trainer, sneaker, and see, now this we have sneakers and apparel, right? And this is as an interest, so I can add it, right? And by the way, if I add one targeting, Meta gives me some similar suggestions. Can you see sneaker feakers? I will get some other suggestion as well. So let's see, what do we have over here? Shoes. I can take all of this as well if I would want to. Okay, so you can keep on adding interest like this. Now, so we have selected people should have interest in our product. But now imagine, guys, okay, that the sneakers are very expensive. Let's say it starts from 20K, okay, or 50K. Let's say the sneakers that Jessica is trying to sell are starting from 50,000 INR. So ideally, for the country like India, you can call this as a premium pricing. Okay, like not every other person would be able to afford it, or they would want to spend on it. Okay, so then the point is, you Jessica just shouldn't show ad to those who are interested in sneakers. She has to add other characteristic as well. Like for example, I am also interested in sneaker, but I can't afford it. So does that make any sense for Jessica to show this ad to me? No, she's burning her money ideally, right? So what Jessica can do, Jessica can use this option of define further. Basically, What she's trying to say that yes, people should have interest, but now I'll add more characteristics and that should also match. So when both the characteristics would match, then only the user should see my ad. Okay, if you could see, it says and much also match. What it is trying to say, this characteristics should match and I'll add more characteristics that should also match. So you are creating some combination, you are creating some and filters to it. Okay, now what she can do to reach out to a premium audience, there are some ways you can reach out to a premium audience. Now guys, I won't say 100% of this audience would be premium, because people don't keep their profile updated, so not sure if they have the same status or same liking or same behavior train. But at least like 40 to 50% of the audience would be quality out of it. Okay, so in your demographic, guys, you have so many options. Okay, can you see education? So now let's talk about education, guys, and I would want you guys to give me a feedback. Can anybody tell me, I want to reach out to a premium audience within education? I have three options. Okay, so I can target people based on what um you know what what exactly they are studying or what they have studied, what colleges they have visited, and basically um their education level, like how should I say, they did their bachelor's, etc, etc, etc. What do you think, what should I select out of all this? Like what would make the audience bit premium? Would the education level decide if that audience is premium or not, or would the kind of degree they have got would decide they are premium or not, or the colleges they have visited? What you can do, you can target people based on the colleges. So you can just search for the college's name. For example, in India, we have Indian Business School. So ISB, let me see. I'm not sure why is it not reflecting. What? Yeah, so I can see I am right now. We have SP Jain as well. Let me see. I don't know. There's some glitch today. But yeah, let me just select one for now. And by the way, if I choose one, it will give me some similar suggestions over here. Can you see Indian School of Business? And it is all showing under schools and university. By the way, here also it should show school and university. Imagine Nursi Munji says interest. That mean I'm interested to study in this college, not that I'm studying in this college. So you have to make sure it doesn't come under interest. It should always come under schools and university. Now what's the next thing that we have? Again, we'll go under the demographic to see what do we have. So finance, guys, we can't target, at least for India, because this is based on US zip code, so not relevant for me. But yeah, if I'm doing some targeting for US location, I can do this. I can target people who have a household income who comes under top 5% and all. Life event also doesn't make a difference. I mean, someone has an anniversary or birthday coming, does that them make them a premium audience? I would say no. Parents, you can target parents based on the child's age group, but again, does that make them a premium audience? The answer is no. Does your relationship status makes you a premium audience? I don't think so, right? Then you have work. So now you guys tell me, in work what should I choose? So there are three options in work. You can target people based on which company they are working with, you can target people based on which industry they are working with, and you can target based on their job title. What do you think, out of this three, which one will get you a quality premium audience, guys? Employer is basically where do they work, industry is basically in which industry they are working, and job title is like what is their designation. Can target, as I mentioned, employers instead of job title. So here you can search with, let's say I want to target, I mean, I'm not sure why KPMG is not JP Morgan. People are working at JP Morgan. Now again, I'll get similar suggestions over here. So can you see, I can see KPMG, I can see huh, Accenture. I won't select Accenture ideally, but yeah, you can take other big firms, like you can take Oracle, you can take Ernst and Young, you can take IBM, you can take, I don't know, HCL Tech, you can take Morgan Stanley, you can take Cisco. Make sense, guys? Okay. Now that's all you have under demographic. Apart from demographic, you have behavior as well. Now in also here there are some targetings which can make you reach out to a better audience. So let's say in class consumer classification, guys, we have, by the way, mobile device user, we it used to work before the iOS 14 update, but after iOS 14 update it is very difficult to precisely show ad to those audience who are using iOS device and not Android. So before COVID, it was a great targeting. Now it isn't. Okay, but you still have other options like consumer classification. Like in India, I can show ad to people who prefer high value good, who have high taste. I mean, who have expensive taste. Now again, it they have been categorized based on how they have reacted to different content on the platform or the kind of pages they follow and all. You can also target people based on purchase behavior. As I said, engage shopper. Now these are the people who frequently tap on shop now buttons and all. Okay, you can also target people who travel international frequently, right? Instead of just targeting people who travel frequently, you can just be more specific by targeting people who travel international frequently. So yeah, I mean, that's how you can create your saved audience. Like you can create a different permutation combination for it. And by the way, whatever you select doesn't mean it will work well. You have to do lot of A/B testing, guys. Like there are so many options, there are so many targeting. So we keep on doing A/B testing. No one can sit in front of you and tell you that this will work for sure. No, for brand to brand, for category to category, the targeting varies, the communication varies. So you have to do your own A/B testing to find out what works for your brand and what doesn't works for your brand. Okay, so that's all we have under targeting. Last thing, you can choose language as well over here. So again, it's up to you guys. If you're showing ad in Japan, the language should be Japanese and all of that. Okay, last but not the least is your placement. Now this is where you choose where you want to show your ad. So right now we just selected whom we want to show our ad. Now we would be selecting where we want to show our ad. So here you can choose your device. If you want to just show ad on mobile or desktop, even on mobile, if you just want to show ad to iOS device, you can do that. Okay, it's up to you guys. Now, because if you're a premium brand, I think there are many people who prefer showing ad to audiences who use iOS instead of Android. I'm not saying Android people are not rich, but you can do an A/B test and find out by for yourself. Okay. Platform, here you can choose where you want to show your ad on Facebook, Messenger. WhatsApp is still getting integrated, so hence it's not appearing for now. But yeah, you have Instagram. Audience network is third party websites and apps. So Meta has collaborated with a lot of third party websites and apps where you can show your ad. There are many brands who are a bit scared to show their ad on audience network because Meta doesn't disclose that on which websites and app your ad would be shown. So imagine if your ad has been shown on some wrong website, it would impact your brand image. Hence, I mean, for the brands that I work with, they usually ask me to turn off audience network. Okay. Now here in placement, you can choose also, like now you have chosen platform. Let's say I just want to show ad on Instagram. So in placement, you will choose where you want to show your ad on Instagram. Like what section of Instagram? Like, do you want to just show ad on feed, or you want to show ad on stories and reels? Where exactly you would want to show your ad? Ideally, at the ad set level, we choose our conversion location, like where we want to take the user to, what is our end goal that we want to achieve, whom we want to show our ad, basic the entire targeting, and where we want to show our ad, like which is where we create this final ad over here. But what we can do, we can take a break now, and we can get back at 9, and then we can start at 9 again. I'll give you a 13-minute break. I hope that works, guys. So now we'll move towards the final stage, which is creating our ads. Okay. Now for ad creation, guys, it's pretty easy. You just have to fill in the details over here. It's not that complicated. This thing that you could see over here as a partnership ad, this is the one that you see. Let me just show you what exactly is a partnership ad. So if an influencer creates a content for you and you want to run that as an ad, it's called a partnership ad. Okay. So you might have seen ad like, by the way, this tool is very important, the one that I've opened right now. Whenever you want to stalk your competitors and you want to see what kind of ads your competitors are running, you can go to this tool called as Meta Ads Library. Okay. Coming back to my topic. So here you can stalk what your competitors, what kind of ads your competitors are running. And I want to show you how does the partnership ad look like. So allow me a second. I'll have to scroll a lot to find one. Not sure why this is not reflecting it. Okay, let me try another brand. Mm-hmm. So, not sure. Usually, I see a lot of partnership ads over here, but it's not reflecting today. Hmm. So here, imagine like if that influencer has created the content. Have you ever seen the influencer name and the brand name, and below that it says sponsored? Have you guys ever seen an ad like that on Instagram? You'll see the influencer name and the brand name, and below that it will say sponsored. So that is your partnership ad, by the way. Okay. And now to run that partnership ad, what you have to do here, you have to enable this, and over here, okay, you have to the influencer will give you an ad code. You have to put it over here, or the post url is wherever that, I mean, the content that the influencer has posted on Instagram, they will give you that url, and you can put it over here, and automatically that content will reflect on over here as a preview. Okay, so that is what we call as a partnership ad. You also call this as a UGC ad, user generated content, and works really well nowadays. Instead of running a normal image, video, or a carousel ad, the partnership ads are ideally performing really great. Okay, now if you want to create like a normal ad, you can turn on this ad preview. Apart from that, guys, for whichever brand you are working, you have to make sure you have access of their Facebook page and their Instagram account. Without that, you can't run an ad. So if say I'm working for Jessica's brand, Jessica has to give her page access to me as well. Or she can add me in her ads manager account. She can add my email ID to her ads manager account, and I can access from there as well. But the when whoever is working on creating this campaign, they should have access to the Facebook page and the Instagram handle of that particular brand. Okay, now here you can create an ad. You can create a single image or a video ad. You can also create a carousel ad. I mean, what's the difference between each one of them? This is a single video ad. Okay, a carousel ad would look like this. This is a carousel ad where there are multiple cards, and this is like a single image ad. Okay. Um, by the way, what are the different components? So here you just have to upload your media. Like you just have to choose your format, what format you want, and you have to upload your media. Before you do that, you have to give your website destination over here, that where you will take the user to once they click on your ad. And here you can start uploading your media, like your pictures and all of that. Okay, so whatever media you have, like I don't have any pictures right now, I'm just randomly selecting one picture. One thing, whenever you run an ad, and if you're running your ad on stories and reels, you have to make sure you create a creative, the same creative that you have created in a square size. You have to create it into 9 is to 16 dimension as well, because on stories and reel it is vertical view, right? So you have to create a creative in a square image, in a square size, 1 is to 1, and also in a vertical way. Okay, and then you have to give the primary text, headline, and call to action. So what is primary text? Any content that you see above the creative is called as primary text. So this is a primary text. Okay, then what is your headline? This is your headline. This part is your headline. This is your call to action. Okay, so this is like you just have to fit in this detail over here. Now who gives you this detail? Ideally the people who are running paid campaigns for a bigger brand. So you just have to feed in details over here. Now these are all AI recommendations. So Meta has their own AI suggestions within the platform. Okay, so if you want, you can turn this on. Nowadays, I mean, the brands that I'm working with, they are not okay to turn this on, because it will change the way your creatives have been showcased. Okay, they want their control. They don't want the platform to take the control, hence they don't ask us to enable this. But yes, if you want to give some AI test, like you want to give some overlay, the you want some text improvement, right? So any of this AI touch, you want to add a background music, right? Anything of that sort you want to do, you can just enable over here. Okay, so it's all, how should I say, it differs from brand to brand. And yeah, I mean, you can just, like, this is how you create your ad. Okay, so you don't have to do anything apart from that. There's also one more ad that we usually create. So I'm not sure you have seen this ad or not. And ideally this ad works wonder for e-commerce brand. So this ad is called as a collection ad. Okay, let me just zoom this a little bit. Now, like your single image or a carousel or a video ad, where once you click on an ad, it takes you to the website or a specific destination, right? Whereas this collection ad, okay, firstly, it looks like this, like there will be a main big banner, and below there you'll see some products. Now, whenever you click on this ad, it won't directly take you to the website. It will open up on your entire phone screen like this. So this is also called as instant experience. It covers your entire phone screen and it will show you the catalog. And in this catalog you can choose what product you want to show. You can show one of your best products, so that can push the consumer to buy from you guys. And then if they're interested in that product, let's say I'm interested in this hoodie, I'll click on it, it will take me to the hoodie page. If I'm not interested in any of this catalog and I want to see more products, then I have a CTA which says see more on the website. So this particular ad works better than your carousel single image and video for e-commerce brand. This ad is only for e-commerce brand. A education real estate company can't run this kind of ad. So this is how a basic campaign setup look like. This wasn't advanced, guys. This wasn't intermediate as well. This is what a basic campaign setup looks like. You can, by the way, you can edit this campaign whenever you want. You can edit all the setting. Only one setting that you can't change is your objective and your buying type. If you change your objective, if you change your buying type, all the settings will be discarded. So if you want to, if you think that, oh no, I selected the wrong objective, then create a new campaign. Don't edit this one, because otherwise the rest of the setting would also vanish off. It won't be there on the platform. So yes, apart from objective and buying type, you can change all the settings: budget, creative. You can delete a campaign, you can pause a campaign. Let's say right now this means it's on, but it won't perform only because I haven't published it. It's still in draft. Once I publish it, and if my account has some money, it will start spending. Now even if I publish this, my campaign won't start spending because there's no account in my money. There's no money in my account. Okay. Whenever you want to add a payment, can delete the campaign, you can enable the campaign, and you have to publish the campaign. When it says it's in draft, it's not published. So if it's not published, yeah, so if it's not published, it won't start running. And as I mentioned, if you want to add any payment, you can go to your billing and payment, and here you can add your credit card, debit card, whatever you would want, however you want to do the transaction. Now we are moving towards your bidding strategy part. Okay, now bidding strategy, guys, instead of a PPT, I'll explain you all the bidding strategies in an Excel sheet, because that's how it's easy to understand. Give me 2 minutes and I'll quickly create this for you guys. So on Meta, okay, so like for Meta, let's just understand the bidding strategy on the platform itself. It's very easy. So you would see your bidding strategy over here. Can you see bid strategy? Right, so now guys, you have total here you could see 4 bidding strategy, but ideally you have around 5 bidding strategies on Meta. Okay, you could just see 4 over here because it's a dummy account. In a proper professional account, you will see 5 bidding strategies. Okay, basically, what is bidding strategy? Bidding strategy is where you tell the platform how to spend your money. Okay, so budget is like you're telling them that, okay, this is what I want to spend. Imagine Jessica would give me 1,000 rupees, like, yeah, Jisha, go and buy whatever you would want to buy. So that's a budget that she's giving me. But if Jessica gives me a guideline that, Jigisha, you should spend this much to buy that, this much to buy that, right? This should be the limit. If you're buying a t-shirt, if you're buying a earring, this should be the last limit for you to buy. That is what the bidding strategy does. Bidding strategy would guide the platform on how to spend that money. Okay, so on Meta, so this is for Meta. I hope you understood the meaning of bidding strategy. Basically, how to spend the amount. Okay, that's what the bidding strategy does. Now, what are the bidding strategies that we have? Highest volume. Okay, then we have cost per, 1 second. So we have cost per result goal. We also call this as cost cap. Then we have highest value. We have target ROAS. We have bid cap. Okay, so this is a bidding strategy. And for objective to objective, the bidding strategy would change. Okay, so this bid cap bidding strategy is good for awareness. These two bidding strategies are good for traffic, engagement and leads and app install. Don't worry, I'll expand this. And these two bidding strategies are good for sales, or we can also call this for e-commerce. Okay, so objective bidding strategies. Okay, now we will also control is basically there are some bidding strategy that you can control. There are some bidding strategy that the platform would control. Okay, so highest volume is controlled by platform. Cost per result goal is controlled by you. Highest values again controlled by the platform, and target ROAS is something that you guys can control, and bid cap is also something that you guys can control. Okay, now each bidding strategy has their pros and cons. Okay, let's understand each one of them, guys, and please listen to me very carefully because it can get bit complicated. Okay, so we have bidding strategies. The meaning of bidding strategies is basically guideline on how to spend the amount. Okay, basically you're guiding on how to spend the amount. Okay, this bidding strategies that I've mentioned is only for Meta. For other platform the bidding strategies are different. Okay, so platform to platform, the bidding strategies varies. We are just discussing about Meta. Okay, guys, are you there with me? Because it will take at least 20 minutes for me to explain this in detail, and I won't take any break in between. So, are you guys there with me? And I hope you guys will. I mean, please pay proper attention for this particular part. Okay. Okay. So, let's start with this one. Okay, traffic engagement. So if you have chosen objective like traffic engagement, lead, app install, you can choose any of this two bidding strategy: highest volume or cost per result goal, which we also call as cost cap. Now what's the difference between both? Okay, so there are two scenarios, and based on those two scenario you can choose. Based on the scenario you should decide which one to choose: highest volume or cost per result goal. Okay, let's take an example of okay, I'll give an example. Okay, let's just talk about Simply Learn right now. Okay, so Simply Learn want people to share their details to students who are interested in this particular program. Simply Learn want that after seeing the ad, people should go to the website and give their details, okay, on the platform, so the sales team can call them, basically for lead generation. Okay, now imagine I'm working for Simply Learn. I'm the one who's handling their meta ads. Okay. Now Simply Learn would tell me, Jigisha, we have a daily spend. We can give you a daily budget of 10,000. And in this 10,000, okay, I'll mention per day as well. We have taken this as a hypothetical number. Okay. So in this 10,000, get us as many leads as possible. Clear? The brief is clear. They are giving me 10,000 per day, and they've asked me, Jigisha, we want as many leads as possible within this budget. In that scenario, I will choose my bidding strategy to be highest volume. Okay, where what the platform would do, I'll give this budget to the platform, and I'll choose my bidding strategy as highest volume. So what platform would do, platform will try to get me as many leads as possible. Okay, but now there's a second scenario. Now this time my brief says that, Jigisha, we have 10,000 per day budget. We want leads as well. But for each lead, we don't want to pay more than 500 rupees. So yes, we want leads, but I don't want to spend more than 500 to capture like one lead data. Okay, we the max we are willing to spend to get one lead detail is like somewhere around 500, not more than that. Okay, they now how a brand comes across this cap, they do a lot of back calculation, they do a lot of ROI calculation for it. I won't go into it, but I'm just giving a hypothetical example that my client would say that, Jigisha, we want leads but we don't want to spend more than 500 rupee per lead. That's when I will choose the second bidding strategy. I hope this makes sense to you guys. So now how does this work? Here I've chosen highest volume, so I don't have to do anything. I would give my daily budget over here as 10,000, right? Sorry, I've made it 1 lakh. Okay. But now, as I said in the second scenario, my client want me to put a cap of 500 for per lead. So what I'll do, I'll choose cost per result goal over here. And now, okay, very important thing, I have to go to the ad set level, and can you see, you have to put a cap over here, cost per result goal cap. Okay, can you see, Meta will aim to get the most conversion and try to keep the average cost around 500. Okay, now when I say this would be an average, guys, if your client tell you that okay, we want lead but we don't want to spend more than 100 rupee per lead, you can put 100. But every time you won't get a lead for 100. Sometime it would be 110, sometime it would be 150, sometime it would be 80, but your overall average would come around 100 is what the platform is committing. Did you understood this, guys? Okay, now both the bidding strategy has their own pros and cons. Okay, I mean, I'm not saying that this bidding strategy is better, this is better. Each of them would have their own pros and cons. First, let's talk about highest volume. The pro, the how should I say, the positive point of this bidding strategy is that it will spend your entire budget. Okay, I mean, quickly, like this. Okay, this bidding strategy is good with spending your amount. But what can go wrong? Okay, most of the time your cost per lead would be at a higher end, and there will be times when this bidding strategy will spend the entire amount but you won't receive any leads. That's the biggest headache of this bidding strategy. So this bidding strategy, guys, trust me, it will spend your amount very quickly. You won't have a problem that why my campaign is not spending. You won't come across that issue only. Okay. But as I said, the issue would be that the cost per lead would be at a higher range, and there will be times when the platform will spend the entire 10,000 rupees but you won't get single lead. Now why this such kind of issue can occur? When you tell Meta that Meta, I want as many lead as possible, what happens at the back end? Okay, so whenever you see any ad by any brand, at the back end there's something called as an auction that take place. Okay, auction is basically, imagine I am a consumer, there are many brands who want to show ad to me. Okay, now there will be an auction that will happen at the back end, and auction is nothing but, we know what is auction, right? Basically all the brands would show their bid, that how much they are willing to spend. Okay, how much they are willing to bid to show how much they are willing to bid to show that ad to me. Okay, so all these brands would do an auction. Now Meta won't just give priority to those brands who are bidding well. Meta will also see how great they have created their campaign, what is their communication, how is their target audience. They'll check the entire campaign as well. So your campaign should be good, your bidding should also be good. Okay, the bid that you're doing should also be good. Now when you choose highest volume bidding strategy, you have just told Meta, I want as many lead as possible, right? So what Meta will do, let's say, um my competitor is bidding 10 rupee, Meta will bid higher than that because Meta want to win the auction somehow. So what will happen, there will be times when the competitor would be bidding very high, Meta will bid much more higher than them, and it will give you that lead. But the problem would be the cost per lead might go at a very at a higher range. I hope you are able to understand. So because Meta want to win the auction somehow, right? Because you have said my bidding strategy is highest volume. I want as many lead as possible. I don't give a damn about what is my cost per lead. So probably Meta will spend your entire 10,000 rupees and it will just give you one lead because that time the auction was so expensive. Auctions keeps on changing, guys, like every hour, every minute, every second there's an auction that happens on the platform whenever user sees the ad. Okay, and every time the competitors would bid different. Just when you choose highest volume bidding strategy, the platform will bid higher than all of them and they'll give you the lead. The problem is the cost per lead, and if your cost per lead is not maintained, you won't get that ROI. So the cap that your client would give you and the cap that you decide, you have to do a lot of back calculation, because at the end of the day, when you're running campaign, you want some profitability, right? Why would you just run your campaign blindly? You get such, and by the way, most of the time your client will give you a cap. Okay, no client is that chill that, oh, you spend my money, I'm okay with cost per lead. No, if they give you that free will, and if they allow the platform to do such kind of thing, you can't run a profitable campaign. Okay, so most of the time your client will give you this bidding strategy. They'll give you a cap, and that time you'll have to use this particular bidding strategy. So the good point of this bidding strategy is it will spend your amount only when they can get result as per the target set on the platform. Okay, so now you have told that I want lead, but I don't want to pay more than 500 rupee per lead. Let's say there's an auction going on and someone has bid for 600. Like Meta is seeing that, okay, people are bidding very high. Meta will won't participate in the auction because they know you can't win the auction because others are bidding very high for it. Okay, so Meta won't participate in the auction and your money also won't get wasted. That's a good thing. But now the negative point would be that if you are giving unrealistic targets, okay, if you give a very unrealistic target, let's say if you tell Meta I want lead but I can pay only 10 rupee per lead, that is unrealistic target, right? Even the target that you give to the platform should be as per your industry benchmark. Okay, so if you give an unrealistic target, I mean, your campaign would never spend. This one is for your e-commerce brand. So the concept is same for highest volume and target ROAS as well. In highest value, what your, by the way, value would mean is, the meaning of value is revenue over here. Okay, so when you choose your bidding strategy as highest value, you are trying to tell platform that spend my money and get me as as much of revenue as possible. So again, it's the same thing in this bidding strategy. You won't have a headache that why my campaign is not spending. Okay, so no headache of that sort over here. Okay, but the problem is, okay, it will spend the entire amount and will give a very less revenue or no revenue for that matter. So there will be a time when your campaign will spend entire 10,000 and you might get a revenue of only 2,000, because that's what the platform, that's at that time, that was a max that the platform could do for you, right? So let's say the platform tried to bid very high, okay, and it converted me. I went on the website, but I just bought a product of 2,000. So you spent 10,000 to acquire me as a consumer, and I bought a product of only 2,000. So ideally, the amount you're spending and the revenue you're generating is in negative. And there'll be times when I might just buy a product of 100 rupees, right? So with this bidding strategy, your money will spend, but can you achieve that return? Can you get that X amount of return? I can't guarantee that. So hence, most of the time a brand would choose target ROAS bidding strategy. Here you will tell the platform that yes, 10,000 is my budget. But within this budget, I need at least 5x of return. So basically, at least in a day, I want 50,000 as my revenue. Okay. So now the problem with this bidding strategy, guys, it would be that you can't tell I want 50x return. And the last but not the least is your bid cap bidding strategy. Here you are just, how should I say, you are trying to tell Meta that how much you are willing to spend just to show your ad. Okay, so all this bidding strategy was getting you some action, it was getting you some conversion, right? Like getting person to the website is also conversion, asking them to give the detail is also conversion, asking them to buy a product is also conversion. So all this bidding strategy was betting on the end action. This bidding strategy is only available, like the motto of this bidding strategy is you are trying to tell Meta how much you are willing to spend to just to show your ad, just to show your ad how much you're willing to spend. Okay, so it doesn't commit you that okay, once the ad has been shown, the person will take some action and they'll buy your product. No, bid cap bidding strategies only is there, only exists to tell Meta how much you are willing to spend to show your ad. Okay, and one fun fact, guys, Google charges you most of the time based on CPC basis, whereas Meta charges you most of the time on CPM basis. CPC is cost per click, right? So what happens on Google is, let's say right now I'll search for health insurance, okay? And I would see ad by HDFC Ergo, okay? Google won't charge HDFC Ergo to show their ad. Google will only charge them once I click on the ad. Whereas on Meta would charge brand, or they would charge brand obviously to when a person clicks on it. But Meta would also charge you even if you want to show your ad. Okay, so after every 1,000 impression, CPM, the full form of CPM is cost per 1,000 impression. Okay, so it won't charge you for one impression. It won't charge you if your ad is only shown once. But after every 1,000 impression, the platform would charge you. So hence this bid cap bidding strategy exists. This bid cap strategy is nothing but how much you are willing to spend just to show your ad. So for your capstone, you would see a PPT. I mean, you will get this PPT on your platform, and so ideally, we all have discussed, how do we create like what are the practices while creating the landing page. We have discussed attribution model, budgeting, Facebook pixel. I have taken you to how to create a meta ads as well. So now what we'll do today is, as I mentioned, we'll go through the capstone, all the activity that I mentioned within the capstone, and wherever the Google Ads part is required, I'll be more brief about. I'll give you details in brief, so that within the activity itself we'll cover Google Ads as a topic. Okay. uh, so yeah, let's get started, guys. Capstone problem statement scenario. So there are multiple scenarios that would be given to you guys in the capstone, and basically you just have to answer to that scenario on how you guys can work for it. So starting with the first one. Okay, this is the first scenario that's been added. Now, over here in the scenario, it says Bob has observed that the traditional marketing that he organized is not meeting the end goal in the last 6 months, and there's no increase in conversion. So, he ideally works in a travel agency and is planning to organize the digital campaigns for advertisement and marketing, and hence entrusted Bob to strategize a paid campaign to attract increased sales and conversion. Okay, so I mean, it's very obvious they're running traditional marketing. They want to switch to digital, and in digital also, they just want to focus on paid campaign because their main focus is to increase their sales and conversion. Okay. Now we within this capstone, these are some of the learning objectives that will be coming across. Let's just get started. So here's like your first case study. So it says Bob changed his company's marketing strategy from regular offline marketing to an online one, and the following other changes that he has noticed. Obviously, within offline, the first problem was that he couldn't reach a specific area and it were not defined. But when they jumped to online, they had like a good campaign reach which can be traceable as well. uh, they were not able to create some reports for analysis. Here they can do that. um, you know this, like, they took 6 months to do get all this thing done, but again they felt very incomplete with it. Whereas here, they took only 1 month to successfully create a paid campaign, and they started getting some responses on their social media channels. Lastly, they created some Excel sheet of people who needed retargeting and then to do some cold calling, which was a big task. Whereas in paid marketing, they did this with help of some platforms like Mailchimp and all. Where I'll talk about Mailchimp, guys. So now here it says they retargeted using Mailchimp and generated a proper mailing list with ease. When you see over here, it says that they have retargeted using Mailchimp and generated a proper mailing list with ease. What exactly is Mailchimp? Okay, so Mailchimp is an email marketing platform, pretty popular out there in the market, and it helps you to automate your email marketing campaigns. Okay, so before, I think before COVID, or much more before that, I mean, I didn't even join the industry till at that time. Email marketing was a proper, how should I say, a job, a designation out there. But after, since, I mean, this is one of the domain which got automated a lot. When I say automated, I mean, the tools like Mailchimp came into picture, where you just have to give your audience details. Okay, and you can automate your email marketing campaign. When I say automate, let's say right now there are 10 people on the call, I'll send a welcome email to each one of you over here. And now based on your response, automatically you'll get the next email. Let's say you don't open the email, then there'll be a follow-up email that will be sent across to you guys. Let's say you guys open the email, then there'll be some discount or some offer email that would be that would be sent across to you guys. So with email marketing, I mean, ideally email marketing got very much easier to use. If you want to see how Mailchimp looks like, I can just show it to you very quickly. You can create a free account as well, by the way. So this is like the platform called as Mailchimp. I'll have to retrieve my data. I've been opening this after a lot. I'll have to see what are my credentials, but yeah, we can explore this. Mm, Not sure why is it taking so much time to load. Okay, anyways, till the time this loads, we can proceed. But yeah, I'll take you through how Mailchimp works, so you'll get a better idea. Now, is Mailchimp a part of paid media campaign? I would say yes. As I said earlier, there used to be a proper designation for email marketing folks. Now there's nothing of that sort. So ideally, all this email that you guys get now, which kind of emails are being shooted with the help of Mailchimp? On your Gmail, you might have seen a lot of promotion emails, right? So like this emails that you get under the promotion sections are all sent by Mailchimp. These are not sent by Gmail, by the way, or any email marketing tool. So all this email that you guys get where there's such fancy pictures, banners, and all of that, they don't do this with Google. I mean, they don't do this with their Gmail. They use all this kind of email marketing tool to do that, because you can't create such kind of templates and all. You have to create, I mean, all this email marketing tool gives you all this kind of template creations and a lot of designing work and all. So it can be done with the help of email marketing tool. Secondly, in email marketing tool, you guys can schedule your emails like based on how user responds to your emails, like who have opened the email, who have not opened the email. You can create the entire workflow over there, and ideally based on how people would respond, those email would be shooted accordingly to them, right? So I'm not sure why the tool is not loading. It's taking some time to load, but yeah, I'll take this up once the tools, I've noted it down over here. So once the tool would load, I'll try to give you a overview of this. So now, is it a part of paid media campaign? I would say yes, as I said, because there's no specific department. So how should I say? जो भी department को आता है, they pick this up. But majorly paid media people work on this because again, Mailchimp. I mean, it's a tool, right? And SEO folks don't know how to use it most of the time. Even social media people are not much well versed because again, this needs some data analysis and 10 other things. So ideally, it goes to the paid media folks to send such kind of email with the help of Mailchimp. Okay. Now, again, few other scenarios that have been mentioned over here in the table. For offline, this particular company invested $3,000 in multiple billboard, some TV ads, and they again hardly got anything, right? They were not able to measure the exact impact. Whereas in digital side, they invested $2,000, got a million view, and they were able to analyze how their PPC campaigns are performing. Okay, again, with offline, they could not establish reliability or maintain a track of it, whereas here they can get they were able to market by getting some feedback from the consumer. Lastly, they did scale city wise gradually over 6 months in the six new cities. Here they can reach out to multiple countries worldwide, because again, as I have shown you last time on Meta, how we can do location targeting. Now, starting with the first activity, okay, key parameters of digital marketing. So, from the above case study, Bob analyzes the performance and struggles during online and offline mode. He want to identify the metrics and parameter in which he can do better with online marketing. Okay, so the first question is help Bob to identify the key online marketing metrics and parameters and best channel to target new clients globally. Okay, so now here comes our first activity. Guys, I won't feed you all the details because ideally it's your job to do this, but yes, I will give you a idea on how you can work on this. Okay, so don't expect an exact answer, otherwise there's no point of doing this capstone. But what I'll do is, so the first thing that you usually do is you feed the data of people whom you want to send the email. Okay, so because I mean, this is my dummy account. These are like details of all my past student. Okay, and we did like a lot of. I mean, I can't send email to them now, otherwise they'll get annoyed with this. But what you can do is I can show you how to. So what we can do, we usually go to here to add contacts. We say import contacts. Now here we upload a CSV file. This is like the name, audience name that I've already given. So we can also say updating and mixing content. Continue. Yeah, I can create a tag for you guys. So you guys are from what, Simply Learn. This is Simply Learn. I mean tag as in like, because you'll be sending across email to different groups, right? So you can give a group name is what we mean when we say create a tag. And I'll say continue. Okay. So can you see the first name, last name, and email address? So first name, last name, email address, I can just say continue. Now, ideally, one very important thing, the person who are sending you to whoever you send an email, they should be the one who have agreed for your subscription. Like they have subscribed to your email. If you would have understood if you visit any brand's website, only when you give them an approval that yes, they can send across an email to you, that's when they start sending you across the email. Like you get that pop up, right? Do you want to get future updates or not? And you agree to it, then only you get those emails, otherwise you don't get the emails. Okay, so here when I'm sending email to you guys, it should always be, the status should be subscribed. The people who are subscribed, we like, they have the consent. Okay, they have given you the consent that yes, you can send across email to them. And I'll say finalize the import. So I have got 5 imports done. And now I can say email this to, like I want to send email to all these 5 new contacts that we have. So this is where we create our email marketing campaign. Okay. So audience, I mean, I've already given the name. I mean, it's my family business name, so it's just like that over here. Now, whom I want to send my email, all my email subscribers, or what? We can just go to the tags, and I have created one tags for you guys, so I'm just finding it. Yeah. So can you see? I'm saying I don't want to send email to all the people who are there in this platform. Okay. I've added, as I said, so I've created different tags. If you could see. Okay, so what I'll do, I just want to send email to you guys. Hence, I'll say simply learn. Make sense? Okay, so I'm saying that I'm sending across to all the people who come under the Simply Learn tag. Okay, now, by the way, whenever you send an email, you have to make it personalized. Okay, so hence I'll say personalize the send to file. Now, you want that your email don't go to spam. First thing is like you personalize it. Second, even your email ID should be like proper email address. So today, the email that you might get might not would go to spam, so you'll have to check your spam section as well, because my email ID is like is not like a professional business email ID. It's a personal email ID. So there's a good chance that this whatever email you will get might go to spam. Okay. So let's just do this. Personalize I've done. And now send time, you can schedule it. Okay, if I want, I can schedule it. But let's say I just want to, like, in schedule, you can, by the way, if you want to schedule it, you'll have to buy the premium. The free tool doesn't allow you to do that. Okay, you have to upgrade your plan, if you could see. But if I send it now, I can schedule it. So I'll just say like send it now. Now here I have to create my content. Okay, so I'll say design my email. And this is where you get a lot of templates. Okay, now again, because I'm using the free version, I won't get lot of templates. Okay, I just have like some basic template that I could use. So I'll just use the basic one. There are a lot of premium templates as well. There are a lot of different themes as well, but as I mentioned, like they comes into the premium side of the platform, so I won't do that. I'll just select a basic theme just to show you how that email body has been designed. Okay, so it is like your Canva only, by the way. Like if you don't want any segment, you can delete it. If you have, you guys ever used Canva? So the way you use Canva, it is very similar to that. Like let's say I don't want to use this logo section, I can remove it. Here you have all the okay, let's skip this message. Here you have all the sections that you want to frame your email. Like you want to add a text, you want to add a divider, you want image group, you want some social media icons to be added, you want to create a different footer, you want to add a video, you want to add a promo code, everything. Like this is like some template you just have to drag and drop. For example, I want, let's say hypothetically, let's say I just want I don't know, a product section over here. So I can just like drop that block over here. Can you see? If I don't want, I can remove it. So I'll create like a simple one. I don't have a logo and all right now, but yeah, it's very easy. Like you just have to go here. Okay. And now here, you can just, can you see your default logo? So here you can go and you can upload. I might have some dummies in my, okay. So I have some dummy pictures. Let's say this is my logo. Okay. I'll say insert, and here you go. Now you want to edit this content again. You say edit. You can say Welcome to, I don't know, um, healthy eating, let's say. I'm just I'm just creating a dummy one, guys. Don't take this seriously. But yeah, you guys can make it however you want. Again, you want some pictures over here. So same thing, you just replace it. This one, let's say I want to add this picture. Now here you want to give an introduction. So hmm. I'm not giving any, I'm not writing much things over here. I've just deleted it. Now let's say this is my CTA. Again, I want to edit the CTA. So instead of start shopping, I would say learn more. If you have some product pictures, you can add like a entire catalog over here, if you could see, right? So you can do that as well. Let's say you don't want to design over here, then what you can do, you can design things on your Canva, and you can upload that banner as well over here. So it's completely up to you. Okay, so I can delete it. I don't have any product catalog, hence here you have your social icon thing. So here you have to add all your social media link, if you could see. Okay, and very important thing, please don't edit this footer part. This should be there. Like by the way, this things you can't be edited, because this is like a default thing that should be there. Like you should always give it, whatever email you send, you'll always see that you have an option to unsubscribe it. So you can't remove this option that, oh, you can't unsubscribe to us now once you have subscribed. You can't do such kind of things. So don't edit this particular part, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, and I'm just keeping it this, guys. Okay, I'm not making a lot of work over here. I just wanted to show you how the platform looks like, designing part and all. Ideally you get, there are many, I mean, all this banners and all is there. You get it designed from your graphic designer. You just have to merge it on the tool. Okay, so you can say continue. One very important thing that I've missed out is my subject line. Okay, so you have to add a good subject line and a preview text. Now, what is a subject line and what is a preview text? See this. Okay, this is your subject line. So let's say, if for this email, Tree of Life Resort, celebrate love at Tree of Life Resort and hotel is my subject line. This one is a preview text. Preview text is basically the content that you have within your email, uska preview, right? So that's the only thing that you have in preview text. So you're giving a glance. Now obviously when you're writing a subject line, make it very quirky, add some emojis and all. Otherwise, again, you'll have a less open rate. I mean, the reason, like, why people open your whenever a person user open your email, the first thing that they'll come across is your subject line and then your preview text, right? So you have to make sure it's a catchy one. Okay, so you can get your content writer to help you create that. I'll just, for now, I don't want to healthy eating, I've wrote, god knows why I've wrote this, but anyways, I'll put the same thing. You guys can add some emojis as well. Can think for something food. Okay, health, let's say. Hmm, this one, or whatever it could be. Now here, preview text, let's say up to 50% of something something, and then I can just say save. Okay, and now I think I have added everything. We can schedule it, we can create a social post as well, but again, it can't be done in the premium one. So yeah, who's sending this email? It's coming from me, guys. So uh make sure you see that. I'll just save this. You can change that as well, and then I'll say send, right? So sending now. Now once you send the email, okay, you have to go under your, like, you have to check how this campaign performs. So you go to this campaign section over here, and now here I'll see all the metrics. Okay, so guys, let me know once you get the email and start opening it. Okay, please check your spam as well. It will take some time. So it shows sent right now. I can just go into the in view report section, and basically I'll get all the metrics, that how many people have opened my email. I have people unsubscribed, subscribed. You get all this, like how many people have bounced back, how many people have unsubscribed. So I'll get all this data once you guys start interacting with that email. So I'll have to see here. I'll have to refresh and see if you guys have started reacting to my email or not. Yeah, can you see? I have got three open, right? So almost 60%, because I've sent email to five people. So after, like, it says that like 60 people have, like 60% of them have opened it. So here I'll see all the performance. Okay. Still taking some time to reflect inside it. But yeah, outside, if you would have seen, I have got some. Hmm. अरे अभी तो बता रहा था there were three open. It's taking some time to 100% open rate. So five opens have been open, as in like you have just opened, guys. You can unsubscribe and all as well. Again, if I it will take some time to create like a proper report on this, but yeah, I mean, if you have a paid version tool, yeah, can you see I've got now 100% open rate. Basically, kya ho raha hai? There's some issue, guys, on the platform. It was showing 100%. Now again, it's showing 0%. I hope you guys are not doing something from your end. But anyways, I hope you understood. Again, the premium version gives you a lot of like. Can you see this automation section? So the premium, most of the brands use this automation thing where they create a flow. They create an entire template. Okay, like I can just show you a preview. We won't be able to do it, but can you see? So this one, I'll just zoom out a little bit to show it to you guys. So people create a flow like this, that contact the sign up people, then they create this entire flow. Okay, you can edit it and all. I won't be able to edit it in the free tool, but yeah, you can create a lot of flows over here, like template. Basically you are just automating, like let's say after 24 hours, if you guys, one of you don't open my email, then I'll send a follow-up email. The one who have opened, I'll send them some offer email, some update email. So you can create all this kind of flows over here. I mean, basically in the activity you have to let them know the channels, the metrics, and whatever parameters. So it's one and the same thing ideally. Now, starting with channel, guys, it was a travel agency, right? See, whenever we do paid campaign, guys, I mean, irrespective, to be very honest, whatever industry it is now, this one was a travel agency as far as I could remember when we started with the brief. Yeah, travel agency, right? Now, travel agency, what they do lead generation most of the time. Okay, for them, lead generation is the way, because there are travel agency who can take you to the website and ask you to do the payment as well. Okay, so if you know, you can create a page and you can create different bucket, like for a trip over here, this is a charge if you can pay. But again, you can do ideally lead generation and taking the person to convert from the website as well. It depends from what is the average order value of that particular what should I say, whatever travel or whatever trip has been organized. Okay, but ideally, let's say we are saying no, whether it's like, let's say your objective is, it was mentioned that objective was sales and conversion, right? Now, when I talk about paid marketing channel, guys, as I said, like the two most common channel that should be there in your plan is Google and Meta. Okay, you can't skip this. Now again, this brand can ideally choose LinkedIn if they are like bit premium. The organization that they do is more like from international level and all. Again, they'll have to do a lot of customized marketing when they are doing it on LinkedIn. Like if let's say you're the the communication would be more with respect to, if you like take a break from your work and do this something on those lines. But we shouldn't pitch LinkedIn because we ideally don't know. Like it's a hypothetical brand, right? We don't know in and out about it. So Google and Meta is a standard that you can pitch. Okay. When and now here also you'll have to give a lot of bifurcation that on Google what you'll do. Okay. So Meta, so we know Meta is like just like one platform out there. Like when I say it's one platform where you can show ads on Instagram, Facebook, and all. But in Google, there are a lot of bifurcation. Google is like very big. Okay. So now here in Google, you'll have to mention in Google also what kind of campaigns will be running. Okay, so I'll just mention the name over here and then I'll explain you what each one of them means and how it's been done. Now, what do I, but again, like you have to, if you want, you can mention as well what Google search would focus on. So, Google search would focus on, conversion specifically. Okay. Whereas Google display would focus on getting you some traffic and to do a lot of remarketing. Okay, Google Video. When I say Google Video is nothing but your YT ads, YouTube ads. That will help you with creating some awareness. Okay, and again, Google Discovery is same for. conversion perspective. Now, what are all this? Okay, guys. So, like as I said, Google is a very big platform compared to Meta, because I mean the inventory is huge on Google. Okay, so now let me just show you how Google Ads look like for the very first time. So you just have to. It's very easy to create an account on Google Ads, guys. You can just go to ads.google.com. You can say sign in, and it will take your Gmail ID. You just need a Gmail ID for this. I have multiple dummy accounts, but this is how your Google Ads account looks like. Okay, this doesn't have any payment, anything of that sort. Again, whenever you're creating your account on Google Ads, please don't add any payment method. Okay, like don't add your credit card or debit card or any of that details. Okay, please never do that. I'll just dismiss this. Now, first thing before I jump into the platform and give you an idea, okay, where all your ads, like what are the places where you can show your ads on Google. Okay, so the first one, the OG one is your search. Okay, my favorite is search specifically. Trust me, it's very difficult. It is very time consuming when we create a search campaign, because it's all dependent on this, the keywords. Okay, so it takes a lot of time to do this research and all. But my favorite is Google search, because as I said, this ad will only appear when a user search for it, so it has a very great conversion rate. Okay, so any brand who want to do lead generation, sales, app install, any like end goal kind of a campaign, they want like those end goal to be achieved at a very good conversion rate, I always bet on search. Okay, uh, so yeah, this is what we call as search ads. Then you have display ads. Last time I couldn't show you display ad, it wasn't loading. This time also, if it doesn't load, I'll show it to you with the help of some templates. Uh, so let me Hmm. This. Okay, see this. You'll understand this in a better way. Can you see this? It's a news article, and here they are showing an ad. Okay, so such kind of, you might have seen such kind of ads on third party websites and apps. So Google Display is nothing but where your ad will be shown on third party websites and apps. So good for traffic because it has like a very lesser CPC, and it's good for remarketing as well, because in remarketing you have to show the exact product that the person has seen in the past. So good for two of this objective. Okay, then the I mean, we have video ads now. Again, in video ads, guys, trust me, it's a, what should I say? Like you just know the one that you can skip. Okay, when we talk about video ads on YouTube, the most common one is the one that you guys see that you can skip. But trust me, there are total all of the six total ad formats. Okay, so on YouTube also we can run all the six kind of ads. Okay, I can give you this link for your future reference. Let me just take you through it very quickly. I can take it, I can show it to you over here. So first one is just skippable ad. Now you would have seen an ad like this, the one that you can skip in 5 seconds, right? After 5 seconds you can skip it. So trust me, my favorite one is a skippable ad, because um like this is the only ad which has a like a lowest cost per view. Okay, like whenever I've run this ad for the Indian market, I've always got a CPV, a cost per view of around 0.50 paisa to max 1 rupees. 1 rupee was also very rare for me. Okay, so the CPV is dirt cheap when we run ads on whenever we run ads through skippable. So like below every video, the view count that you see, guys, it is not just organic views. Okay, it has a lot of paid views as well, so it's a combination of both. I've worked with many brand who used to give us a dedicated budget just to increase their view count on YouTube. And the only ad that we used to run to do that was a skippable ad. Okay. So my favorite is skippable because its cost per view is like dirt cheap. Then you have Huh, okay. Then you have non-skippable stream ad. Now, non-skippable stream ad, the name says that you can't skip this ad. Okay, at least like for 15 seconds you won't be able to skip it. Like it's a very longer video, and at least like for 15 seconds you'll have to see it. Okay. Now, similar to this, there's one more ad called as a bumper ad. Okay, so here in the table, let me just show you to in this way. First thing, skippable ad will appear within the video. Okay, your non-skippable and bumper also appears within the video. The only difference is this two you can't skip, this one you can skip. Now if this two you can't skip, if you can't skip non-skippable and if you can't skip bumper, then what's the difference? The difference is the time duration. Your non-skippable ad will last for 15 seconds, your bumper ad would only last for 6 seconds. So let's say if you have a very short or crisp video to promote and you don't want people to skip it, use a bumper ad. If you are a longer one, you have a longer second video, okay, then you go with the non-skippable one. I have used both. It had worked as well for me. The CPV is obviously at a little bit at a higher end, but as I said, I always favor the skippable one. Then you have in-feed ad. Now, in-feed ad is something that appears on your feed when you scroll on your YouTube. Okay, like this. So this was skippable. This one, like when you're scrolling on your feed, you come across like the in-feed video ad. I have worked on it, but usually, the metrics usually go at a very higher end. So how should I say, because in-feed video ad you can skip, right? Like you're scrolling, you can skip watching that video, but your skippable non-skippable bumper, at least you'll have to watch it for like few time, like for few seconds, right? In feed may, the only problem is that people can just, like, they don't even have to skip it, they can just avoid it. Okay. Then you have shorts. Nowadays you can show your ads on your YouTube shorts as well. And the most expensive ad is your YouTube mustard ad. Okay, this is like one of the most expensive ad. First thing first, so there's a lot of thing about this mustard ad. First thing, that you can't run it through Google ads. Okay, it's not possible to run it through Google ads. Either reach out to Google rep, like Google representative, or run it through DV360. Okay, these are two ways. Second thing, there are two options you have, like run it for entire day, okay, at a fixed cost. And other one is, let's say you don't have that budget to run this ad for the entire day, you don't have that kind of money, then the bare minimum cost that last we checked was like 10.5 or something lakhs. And the platform will commit you around 1 crore of impression. Okay, this is, I'm talking about Indian market. For other markets, honestly, didn't got chance to explore mastered ad yet. But yeah, for Indian market, when I worked, these are two options that we have. Okay, now what is this mastered ad? It is nothing but the ad that, like, right now I'm not sure on my YouTube you'll be seeing mastered ad or not. Let's see, if we are lucky we'll be able to see it. Yeah, this one, this is your mastered ad. So on desktop it looks like this. Okay, and on your phone, the first ad that you see, okay, that is your mastered ad. And like you would have seen that, okay, like whenever I open YouTube I just see ad of this particular brand, like wo pura din wo usi brand ka ad you'll be able to see. So that is your mastered ad. Okay, as I said, if you want to run this like for one entire day, it will cost you around 1.3 to 1.2 cr for India market. And as I said, if you don't have that budget, then you can take the other section, which is like you might pay 10.5 to 10.6 lakhs, and it will commit you around 1 crore of impression. Now this mastered ad doesn't commit you any views, any conversion, anything of that sort. The only commitment that the mastered ad give is the impression. Okay, so hence it's like, oh, I mean, very expensive ad. When it comes to its impact as well, guys, I mean, wherever I have run this ad, we didn't got like a great impact, because I've run this for a mutual fund company. So it might be different for other categories. As I said, I mean, for other categories I've heard for FMCG and all, it works really well. But I run it for a mutual fund company, and like for just for 1 month we see a lot of traffic coming on our website and all, but we can't ideally, we were not able to, I mean, we had other better options. Again, as I said, brands running an ad on masthead is more of like an option than making it mandatory. Like they just want to explore and see how it works. Obviously for FMCG brand, for startups who have a lot of money and they have like heavy spend on performance marketing, they prefer running master ad very frequently. Am I clear? And Google, by the way, trust me, Google is very smart with respect to mastered ad. So what they do, when I said that you have to reach out to Google rep, they ask you to at least do a slot booking 30 days prior. Okay, and what they're very smart. So what they do, there are brands who would have chosen a 24 hours ka slot. So obviously that day that brand's only ad would be shown. But there would be brand like us who just want to spend like 10.5 lakh. Okay, so what they do, they club brand like us for one entire day. So like let's say I've chosen 10.5 lakh. Krish has also chosen a slot of 10.5 lakh. So they will pick up 10 brands like this and they'll give them a 1 day slot, and that one, in one entire day each one of our ad would be shown like after sometime. So let's say it will start with me, then Krish ad, then again they'll show my ad, and accordingly at the end of the day they'll again earn above 1.2, 1.3 cr. Make sense? So that's how it works. But yeah, my favorite on YouTube, The OG one is a skippable one. I have a lot of love for this one because I mean, if Mastered is only committing impression, is better. I spend the same amount and get a lot of views from skippable ad. So there was, I'm not sure how many of you know this. There was one controversy in between where some singers, some if you know this guy named called as Badsha, and there was a lot of controversy that this guy has bought some subscribers on YouTube and so forth. Ideally, it was not the case. The case was he had run such kind of ads to increase his views and all. Okay, so yeah, I mean that's all you have under the video ad. And what was next? Did I mention over here? Have discussed search, display, video. You have discovery ads as well. Now discovery ad is something, guys, let me just show you right now only if it appears for me. Yeah, this one, this two, can you see? So now in your Gmail as well, guys, obviously where you say sponsored, no, this is done through Google ads, and this ad is called as a discovery ad. So if you want to show your ads in Gmail like this, the way Google ads and Rohan builders is doing, this particular ad is called as discovery ad. Okay, so this discovery ads appear on your Gmail ka promotion section, and it specifically says sponsored like this. Apart from this, it also appears on your YouTube feed. So on your YouTube, if you see any ad which is in picture format and not video, so see on YouTube when you're scrolling on your feed, you will have this in-feed ad as well, right? But it will be in a video format. The in-feed video would be in a video format. If instead of this, if you see an ad in a picture format like a carousel or one picture, that is your discovery ad. So how you differentiate a YouTube ad and a discovery ad on YouTube? With the format. If it's in a video, it's an in-feed video ad. If it is in a picture like a banner format, it is your discovery ad. Last but not the least, you see this discovery ad on your Google. So if you open Google on your phone and like you see that discover section where you see a lot of news and all, there also you can see this discovery ad. So if I have to just show you, yeah. So on YouTube, if it will appear in a one picture or a carousel. This one is your discover section, like just below your Google search bar where you see news and all. There you see this, and then you have Gmail. So discovery ad also performs well. It is like your display ad only. It's just that the placement is different. Display ads appear on third-party websites and app. Discovery ads appears on Google like Google, like your Gmail, your Google below your Google search bar, and on your YouTube. So the placements are different. The format is same, which is your banner. Make sense? Guys, are you did you understood all this? Okay, and one more, as I mentioned, you have shopping ads as well, which is only for e-commerce brands. Shopping ads you would have seen before when you like, again again I like shopping ads because this ad only appear when you search for it. So right now, can you see when I search for tote bag, this brand like Mukobara, Miraggio, who are showing their ads over here in sponsored result, not popular product. I'm wherever you see the sponsored one, and the first one to appear is your sponsored only. Am I clear? So again, the travel agency can't run a sponsored ad because again you need a lot of inventory. Now again, to run this, you need not just not need Google Ads, but you need one more platform called as Google Merchant Center, where basically you upload all your product information, and from there these details are been fetched. These details are not been fetched from the website; they're been fetched from the Google Merchant Center. And yeah, apart from this, guys, you can run ads on your Play Store as well, on your map section as well. Okay. So that it doesn't fall under any ad format. It falls under an objective which we call as app install and local footfall, increasing the local footfalls, like local store footfalls. So it's part of an objective, not part of an ad format, is what I would say. Yeah, this one. Can you see this is your display ad? Like I'm seeing Indeed's ad right now. Now then I'm seeing this ad bar for Dubai, ready for a surprise something. I mean, there's a lot of promotion going on for Dubai. So yeah. Are we clear now? So as I said, Google ad is very lengthy. Like as I said, like compared to Meta doesn't have all this complication. So like for Meta is very clear. You have different objectives at platform and placement. You choose what platform, what placement you want to show your ad, right? But on Google, to show your ad on all these kind of different places, you have to create a separate campaign. So and the steps and the, how should I say, the steps and all things also varies a lot. So Google ads is usually lengthier than Meta. Okay, and you can say expensive on some end as well. But I love Google Ads because for the precision that it has. I mean, Meta is also good, but as I said, like Meta, I mean, the way we have search and shopping ads on Google, where the ad will only appear when someone is searching for it, you don't have that feature on Meta, right? So hence I love Google little bit more than Meta because of this thing that they have. Okay, are we clear, guys, with respect to the ad format? So just to show you here, whenever we create a campaign, right? So now if you want to, can you see this local store visit and promotion? This is the one, this is the objective that we use to show your ads, like when, like for that maps and all. Okay. And for app promotion, this is the one that we use. You would see a lot of ads running on your Play Store, right? So it's part more of with respect to your objective than your ad format. Make sense? And here you will see all your campaign types. So I have told you what is search ad. I've shown demand gen is nothing but discover ads. Okay, like now we call this as demand gen. Earlier we used to call this as a discover ad, the one that appears on your Gmail or discover section and all. Video also I've shown you, shopping also I've shown you, display also I've shown you. P max, performance max is like, guys, okay, now let's say you are a brand who want to show ads everywhere on Google. Like you want to show ad on search, demand gen, video, display, shopping. You are like, I want to show ad my ad on all of this, like, all of the sections. Then you can just run one campaign, which is PMAX campaign, and it will show your ad on all this placement. But now let's say you choose that, no, I just want to run ad on search and shopping, then you can't select a performance max campaign. The rule of performance max campaign is it will show your ad on all the Google property, not just one or two. So if you want, like, out of this five, you just want to show ad on all these three places: search, display, shopping. You can't tweak that on PMAX. Then you can't run a PMAX campaign. So only when the condition is that only when you want to show ad on all the five placements, then only you can run a PMAX campaign. Clear? No, no, so that's different. That's different. No, that's what I'm saying. Discovery ad is for Gmail, as in Gmail also you get so many emails, right? So this is only for the sponsored part, guys, and this is expensive compared to your MailChimp. Try to understand. MailChimp, yes, you'll see all the emails that you get for the brand promotion goes into MailChimp, right? But as I mentioned, it's much more cheaper than running this Discover ads. And as I said, when you have to do bulk email, you have to do a lot of customized email campaign. It's better to do it through MailChimp than relying on this one. It doesn't work as good as your MailChimp campaign, because there you feed in proper data of the people whom you want to send the email, the customization that you do. Here you can't do that customization, no. Like on Discover ads are not customized to me. Guys, if you could see, this is not a customized ad. Email marketing is a lot about customization. Make sense? Again, this one is a, like, this is one through this one is to Discover. Don't compare MailChimp and this. How do you do customization then? What Google third party app you're mentioning, Sayed? Like, can you specify? You're just saying, okay, third party apps and website, your ad will only appear on third party websites and app who have registered themselves on Google AdSense. That's it. Yeah, display is part of third party websites and app. No, so in performance max, display is also part. No, as I mentioned, PMax is when you want to show ad on all the sections. So display ad is what? Display ad is, can you see, reach potential customer across 3 million sites and app with your creative. So this 3 million sites and apps are the one who have registered themselves on Google AdSense, and who have allowed Google to show ads on their sites and apps. So if those apps are registered on Google AdSense, yes, you can show your ads over there. And if you're choosing PMAX, yes, your ad will definitely show over there. But as I mentioned, PMAX is only applicable when you want to show ads on all the Google property, not just one or two. And for, I believe, Krisha, someone who have a question, guys, with discovery ad, you can't do customization, guys. This is not possible. This demand gen campaign doesn't help you to send a customized email. pitch for Google, we never say just Google ads. We pitch what kind of ad we want to run on Google and for what objective behind it. So you can say, okay, we would want to run Google search and Google discovery more for conversion. With display, we'll try to get some traffic and remarketing, and with video, we'll try to get some awareness. Okay, you can't bifurcate that on Meta, because see, on Meta, like here, if you would see, when you choose one objective, it gives you so many options, so you have to choose. You can't show, you like, as I said, there's no, if you are doing PMAX, then you just need one campaign. But let's say you have just chosen, I want to show ad on video, then the steps are completely different than what you have for search. So on Google, the campaign creation is much more lengthier compared to Meta. Meta is very straightforward, like it's very simple because they don't have so much kind of different options altogether. Okay, so for channel, you'll have to mention in this way. I've already everything spoken. And now again, you can say main platform. You can just say primary platform, secondary platform. If you are like, you can present in this way as well, that these are the primary platform where we would want to do our promotion. And then if we want to do some testing out, so like we always mention that these are my primary platform, and for to test out, for test out purpose, or like your secondary platform, you can pitch other paid platforms as well. As I said, if the brand, if that agency can try out LinkedIn as well, they can try out Quora as well, because on Quora there are many people who go and search. So you can use, when I say Quora, I mean Q&A kind of a platform, like your Quora and Reddit. They also have an ad section. Okay, so you can pitch that as well. But as I said, you can say it in this way, that this are primary focus platform and this are like for testing out purpose, because this platform won't perform as great as your Google and Meta. The Google and Meta, like your OG platform, every media plan, every paid campaign has Google and Meta within it. You can't, I've hardly seen any brand running, avoiding Google and Meta and focusing on other platforms, until and unless like they are like traders and all, who just sell on Amazon and they just want to focus on Amazon, and they don't have a website and all. But most of the time, like 90, I don't know, 95% of the time, the major focus is with Google and Meta. Okay, so let's go back to activity. We have discussed enough over here. By the way, you have this tool called as Unbounce as well. Okay, again, it has a free version, but ideally at the end of the day, I mean, it's only a trial thing. Can you see, 13 days left on the trial? So ideally, this trial, after 13 days, you'll have to buy a version of it. But let's say you just want to create a free landing page for like a very, for a duration only, then you can create a free WordPress website as well. The only problem would be, it will look like the reason you're getting a free website from WordPress. Now again, these things you get from Shopify and all as well, Wix and all as well, but there you have a trial period. Again, after the trial period expire, you might have to pay them. So the good thing about WordPress is you don't have to pay. Okay, like you can keep this like for a very, for lifetime as well, ideally. And you can create, at least you guys can create a how should I say, a static, by the way, I'll show you one website. I mean, it's still work in progress, just like my family business website. It's created on WordPress. So I mean, for B2B, for a service kind of thing, this landing page works like Gayatri, what should I say, WordPress works a lot. Like if you want to create, like, this is created on WordPress, no coding, nothing of that sort required. So if you want to create a simple website, like which is only for inquiry purpose, a simple B2B kind of a page, service page, WordPress works really well. Yes, if you are creating an e-commerce brand, then you have to work on platform like Wix, Shopify and all. But this is all created on WordPress. And even if you're a non-technical person, you can still use WordPress. I mean, my job is not to teach you WordPress, but I'm just showing you how WordPress looks like. So you can create as many pages, but it's just that for this, when I say this is not free, because I had to buy the domain and hosting. Okay, make sense? So this one is free because extension says wordpress.com. For this one, I had to pay for the domain and the hosting. Domain is nothing but this, I had to pay for this name. Hosting is where this data has been stored. So when we create a website, all these pictures, all this content, it gets stored, right? So it gets stored in the hosting space. So you have to, when you create like a proper professional website, even like on for WordPress, you'll have to buy a domain and hosting. Now again, to buy that, you have many platform like GoDaddy, Hostinger, Namecheap, so and so. Am I clear? So this one, for this, the domain, like the platform is free, but yes, the domain hosting we have to pay for that. Clear? But like you can create like a decent website like this. You don't have to like pay a lot as well. It's just that every year, or I mean, don't know if I'm not sure for how much time you buy the domain and hosting, but you'll have to keep on renewing it. This one is completely free. So this is what, and but in free there are a lot of restriction. You can't do, you can, like, so the problem with the free website is, I'll tell you, um on free website, so WordPress has this feature called as plugin. Okay, now what is the role of this plugin? It's like you buy a phone, but it's telling, like, imagine you have bought a phone but it doesn't allow you to install any apps. Okay, that's the same way the free WordPress website works. Okay, so those plugins are your apps that can help you to create a very good website. Okay, otherwise if you don't have plugins, you will create a website like this, which would also work for a portfolio page. So if you want to create your portfolio page and all, like where you want to show your work and all, this is like one of my student has done this, by the way. So she didn't wanted to spend money, but she wanted to show her work. She thought, let me do it in a different way, so she created like a free WordPress website. So for portfolio and this would work. But as I mentioned, you can't create like a very unique designs and all of that. For that you need a plugin on WordPress, and to have that plugin you have to create like a proper WordPress website. Then you'll have to buy a domain and hosting. So imagine this is a website that has been created without taking help of any app. The one that I've shown you, the business one, that was with the help of a lot of plugins. Okay, this one is good if you are a student, or like you are doing some freelancing, or you are just creating a portfolio thing. Like it's good for portfolio, it's good for blog writing as well, for that matter. But at one point of time, if your blog is getting a lot of traffic, you will have to buy like a proper domain. But you can do some practice over here, is what I'm saying. I mean, it doesn't give you a lot of data, to be very honest. It's like you can create your Google search console if you would want to, but again, it's not that in depth. And the one who create a free WordPress website, I have never seen them been senior enough to check their website performance. They have one section over there. What you can do, you can create a Google Analytics account for this, and you can create a Search Console property as well. But ideally, if you are a business, I never recommend to do this. So yes, I mean, and apart from WordPress, guys, you have this tool called as Unbounce as well. Again, as I said, this is also not free. Like, but see, nowadays to create a website, to create a basic good website, you don't need to know coding, because I mean, there are many platform like this who will give you template. You just need to edit content in that template. Like for this one, okay. Let's say I want to create a landing page. Okay, I'll just choose my industry. Let's say I'm creating for health and wellness. I just have to choose a template and I have to edit it, and my website is done. Let's say I want to do it for this. Okay, see this. I'll just say start with this template. So this is like a tool unbounce, and I just have to edit the content over here. It's like your Canva. By the way, if you know, Canva also allows you to create a landing page. So it's just like, how should I say, change the image, change this content. Like I can just edit it. I can just change this picture. I can edit this line over here. I can do everything. It's like just cut edit. Nothing much. So like I don't want this, I can edit it. I can just say skincare, whatever it is. So it's like you're just editing things over here. I can edit this entire part, whatever XYZ I would want to write. So you don't you how like you don't have to put any brains only, guys. It's just a tool. You just have to edit it from here. You get all like Canva. You can change the textile, text size, color. You want to make it bold. You want to make it center align. It's like your Canva only. Here you can add all the image, logo, button. These are the sections that you want. Let's say I want to create a section over here. So I'll say, okay, I want to create a section. I want to add a box. So I'll say, okay, I want to add a box over here. Can you see? So it's just like drag and drop. So there are tools like this as well which will help you to create a landing page. But as I said, it depends on the business need. You can't see, first you have to listen what is their need, why they want to create the website. If they want to create a website for e-commerce, you never recommend. So WordPress also gives you an option to create an e-commerce website, but no one recommends that because it's not that great. Okay, so you, for e-commerce, the best one to go is with Shopify. If you can't afford Shopify, you go to the lower end, like Wix can be a lower end wala website that you can create. Again, it's like this unbounce as well. All this tool, Shopify, Wix, they are also like this. You choose a template and you edit it. There's no coding required. Okay, now if you want to create a basic service page like for B2B, or like I don't know, any kind of service page and all, like you are opening a digital marketing agency, you want to start your training and you want a page, then create it on WordPress. You don't need Shopify and Wix for that then. And if you just want to create a portfolio just to show your work and all, then you can use a free WordPress thing as well. Now again, you don't want to look cheaper in front of your in front of your client, then obviously buy a proper domain and hosting is what I would say. Clear? So it kindly, I mean, there's no one answer to it. You have to listen to what your client has to say and then accordingly you have to reply. You can't just say that, okay, create on this tool, create on this tool. Listen to what is their request and accordingly you can suggest. Obviously, you should have a knowledge to suggest as well. But I think I've given you an overview on what basis people choose what kind of platforms to create their website. Now, let's say people, there are brands who want to create like more better shopping websites. So they, from Shopify, they move to Magento. There's something, the platform called as Magento as well. Now let's say you are brand like Amazon, Mintra and all, who have a lot of inventory, who have a lot of changes coming up, they make a proper coded website. So for all those bigger brands, like proper shopping bigger brands, aggregators and all, they don't use Shopify, Wix and all. They rely on proper coding, because coding, with coding you can do a lot of customization, which is not possible on all this platform like Shopify, Wix and all. So let's discuss your conversion rate optimization. Bob strategized a paid campaign, chose the ad medium, and budgeted it for agency. His manager had asked him if the paid campaign that he is running is effective. In order to analyze this, he need to know the conversion percentage using the available data. Let's help Bob achieve this goal. Okay, now honestly, for this, you will get some data when you work on your Capstone project, guys, because this is just like an overview slide. So for this, guys, ideally you need a data to do the comparison, and we have a data below. Like we have a table over here, so we'll do an analysis over there, not on this slide. But when I say conversion rate optimization, what does this term mean? Conversion rate optimization is, guys, like let's say whichever campaign, your campaigns are not performing well. Okay, you see on whenever we run paid campaign, guys. Okay, let's just understand over here conversion rate optimization. What does this term mean is that how would you improve your campaign. Trust me, if you start your campaign, like you will think of all the good strategies, but trust me, it won't, there are like half of the time it won't perform the way you have thought. Okay, so in conversion rate optimization, we give suggestions to the client that what are the changes we will make to our campaign so that our conversion rate improves. And this is what we mean, this is what we mean by conversion rate optimization. The word optimization means that what are the changes that we'll make to our campaign to make it perform. Okay, if it's underperforming, to improve the performance, what are the changes that we would do. Okay, now your suggestions are usually based on different criterias, and I'll note down the criterias over here for you guys. Okay, starting with, let's first focus, I'll just only talk about the criterias for Meta and for Google because they are the major platform. So on Meta ads, what are the suggestions, like what are the ways you can give your suggestion to improve your conversion rate? Okay, first one is your platform and placement. Okay, what do I mean by platform and placement? Analyze the non performing platform and placement and pause them. Okay, first thing, and trust me, to do this you need to have at least minimum 30 days data. Okay, if not 30, 15 at least. You should have enough data to give your optimization, guys. Like you can't say that I started my campaign today and like I waited for 2 days and it is not performing. Guys, you have to give the platform some learning period. Okay, so you have to at least give learning period of 30, 15 to 30 days to get that analysis. Okay, you can't just wait for 2 days and you see, you tell me, ma'am, Instagram is not performing and Facebook is performing. No, I need enough data to come across this conclusion. Okay, so whenever you give any suggestion with respect to improving your conversion rate or giving any suggestion for the optimization, always wait for to get enough data. Okay, minimum I'm saying, like I always say for 30 days, but let's say you're working with a very small client, they can't afford waiting for 30 days and at least 2 weeks of data. Okay, so the first thing you can do is you can analyze, you can check which are the platform. Let's say you're running one campaign. As I said, Meta will give you all of this data, that how much Instagram has spent, how much you have spent on Facebook, what kind of results you have got. So analyze. When I say optimization, first you have to analyze, you have to do a lot of analysis on the platform, right? So you can analyze and you can let the client know what are the platform and placement which are not working and turn it off. Only spend on those platform and placement which is working for you, right? Then do some creative level analysis. When I say creative level analysis, see what kind of ads are working, right? Is your static ad working or is your video ad working? Correct. Then do your audience level analysis. Okay, so audience level analysis, find out what audience is working for you. Your saved, like, is saved audience working, or look like, or remarketing, which one is working? So you have to break down your campaign in all this level to find out what is performing, what is not performing. Okay, do some A/B testing with your landing page. Okay, sometime everything is great, your entire campaign is great, your targeting is correct, platform is correct, ad is also correct, the problem is with your landing page. Then do some A/B testing. Take one ad to home page, take second ad to another page, and see where you are getting better conversion rate. There could be some loopholes with your page itself, right? And by the way, when I say creative level analysis, it is not just with respect to your video or image, it is also with respect to your text copies, it is also with respect to your CTA, it is also with respect to the communication that you use. So do a thorough analysis to give that suggestion. See, when I say optimization, optimization is all about checking all this data. You have to check all this touch point and then let your client know, okay, this is working, this is not working. Let's turn off what is not working. So automatically, if you turn off what is not working, your conversion rate would increase, because now your hundreds per, like, earlier it was like you're spending only 30% on what's performing. Now you'll be spending 100% on what's performing. So if you're spending 100% of your money on what's performing, ideally your conversion rate would improve. Make sense? Guys, yes, no? This is what you can majorly do on Meta. Now on Google, the strategies are very different, but yeah, I can give you again. Let's start with Google search. For Google search, the first thing is your keywords, guys. Like, it's how should I say? Everything is dependent on your keywords. Okay, so you have to give a list to your client of performing and non-performing keywords. We all see, guys, on what basis you are judging this is performing, this is not performing? Based on, you know, what metrics decides the performance is your conversion, cost per conversion, and your conversion rate. You are saying that one keyword has a conversion rate of 1%, other has a conversion rate of 10%. Obviously the 1% is non-performing, right? So the first one is all about performing and non-performing keywords. Very important. You have to tell your client. When I say this, you have to let your client know, is generic performing better, or brand or competitor? So give that analysis. Long tail is performing better or short tail? So you have to give a thorough keyword research analysis to your client. Even keyword analysis also depends on categories. Let's say your shoes category is performing better than sneaker category keywords. So it can be also difference with your categories. You never know. So when I say keyword research, do a thorough analysis on that. Okay. Then, by the way, guys, also I forgot to mention it over here. Your location, gender, age also plays a very important role. Your campaign might be performing well for some location. It won't be performing well for some. It won't be performing well for some of the locations. So do some demographic and geography analysis as well. Same goes for Google search. Check for which location your campaign is performing or not performing. Gender, age. This is like basic. Okay. And apart from that, you have to do your ad analysis again on search as well. Now on Google display and video, you have targetings. Okay, so in Google display video have a lot of targeting types. I'll just give you a glance. So you can target basically based on, so here the campaign will show you how your ads are performing on some specific websites and apps, right? So you can just see how your targetings are performing, same how your ads are performing, and how your other demographic like location, gender, and age has been performing. The whole point of your conversion rate optimization is, guys, you have to give suggestions and they'll give you data. Like for this one, they are not asking you to do all of this. They have given you data. See this. Can you see? Number of visitor, number of conversion rate. So there's a good chance in your caption you'll get the data. You just have to analyze the data and you have to respond accordingly. Am I clear? Guys, I'm just covering, see, just helping you out with how would you perform your capstone. Okay, I'm just giving you the touch point, I'm just giving you the thought process. Rest you have to do some brainstorming from your end as well. Am I clear, Krish? So mostly for the conversion rate optimization, they will give you data like this. So they have given a data here for an example. Okay, so here, can you see analyze the campaign conversion? Bob knows how to analyze the campaign conversion. Now he wants to know how to calculate the conversion rate. Along with it, he wants to observe a few example. Okay, so they have given you an activity over here, right? With the available data, Bob identified the conversion rate for the paid campaign. Now, see, guys, how do you now? This is more based on formula. I have told you how to calculate the conversion rate, right? If you remember, if you go back to my first lecture where we have done this, so the formula to calculate your conversion rate was what? You had to take your conversion divided by your clicks or impression, depends on what is given in your data, and you have to do it into 100. Let's say the data that has been presented to you have clicks instead of impression, then divided by clicks. If it has impression and not clicks, then divided by impression. But first you have to take your conversion, then you divide either with clicks or impression based on what data has been presented, and you have to do it into 100 because conversion rate is always in percentage. Okay, so for this you just need to know the formula. For, let's say, for if you get this question on his manager has asked him if the paid cap, not this one, sorry, this one, we have covered this conversion rate optimization. I'm talking about this one. Bob knows how to analyze the campaign conversion. Now he wants to know how to calculate the conversion rate, right? So to calculate the conversion rate, you should just know the formula, which is your conversion divided by clicks or impression. When I why I say clicks or impression, because it depends. If the table just have clicks and not impression, you divide it by clicks. If the table have impression, then you divide it by impression. Okay, so your clicks or impression in 200, and that's how you find out a conversion rate. So here you just need to use the help of formula. And for this kind of question of compare the different campaign, they'll give you data like this. Okay, so now, which is the last part of our activity today. So what does this says? With the available data, Bob identified the conversion rate for the paid campaign that he was running. The sales and marketing team of his organization want to compare how their competitor is performing after moving to digital marketing. They have approached Bob and asked him to track how the computer campaign is performing. Bob want to compare the computer campaign with the campaign that he has created. Also, he wants to interpret the result and provide a conclusion on whether his paid campaign is effective or not. Now, for that, the data would be shared like this. Okay, so activity compare different campaign. Okay, now this is basically your competitors numbers, an Expedia, ABCD, whatever it is. Now with this data, you just have to see the numbers and you have to do a comparison. For example, let's see this for campaign 1, which one is better? What do you think, guys? Which one is better? So when they had this were the amount of conversions they have got, this are the amount of number of visitors that they have got. Okay, ideally, if you see an Expedia and ABC, the ABC has performed better than an Expedia for the campaign 1 because it has higher amount of number of visitor, it also has higher number of conversions, right? Because the conversion rate is same, I'm doing comparison based on number of visitors and number of conversion. Okay, for the second campaign, if you would see, let's see. So now here, more than, see, as I said, our focus is on conversion rate here because the conversion rate was same. I said that, ABC is better. But now here, because we can clearly see the conversion rate of an Expedia is better in campaign 2, an Expedia is a better performing one, right? And last but not the least. So why it is better? Because out of 3000 people, half of the people have converted. Here only 45% of the people have converted. So obviously NXpedia is better than ABC. So your first priority should be given to conversion rate. Okay. Here, because the conversion rate was equal, I said that, ABC is better. But in this case, your NXpedia is better. Even in this case, if you would see, your NXpedia is better because 70% of people are converting. So basically, out of like 5000 clicks, let's say consider visitor as clicks. So out of 5000 clicks, if 3500 people are getting converted, don't you think this is better any day compared to ABC? So for this activity of comparing the data, ideally your first priority should be conversion rate. And if you get a example like this where the conversion rate is same, then see the number count, which has got highest amount of conversion. But the priorities goes with conversion rate and the number of conversion, not other way around. Make sense? So anytime you first see the conversion rate, if the conversion rate looks equal, then move to number of visitors. Sorry, number of conversions.
Thanks for joining us and keep learning, keep experimenting, and let's dive into paid campaigns and maximizing ROI to understand how smart advertising creates real business results. See you in the next lesson.